Welcome to A Tale of 12 Gems, our original D&D campaign. I am Joe Treff, your DM this evening, and many others. And joining me are my friends Matt, Vincent, Alana, Kara, and Hannah. We're going to play D&D. We're going to do D&D tonight, maybe. But a couple quick announcements. First, we have a website, alberonrpg.com, and social media that uses alberonrpg as a handle on Instagram and Threads. You can see the pictures of maps like this, handouts, miniatures, all kinds of things over there at Alberon RPG. We also have a YouTube where you can see like hundreds of sessions. Since 2019, we've had at least one session a week, in some cases up to 5 a week.
We're busy little shits.
Yeah, we really are. And we're not really slowing down. We are going to be taking a little bit of a break. August 23rd and 24th will be the last sessions before we break for our summer vacation. We will be returning on August 13th and 14th, just a little bit more rested and relaxed. We also have Sirenscape and Monument Music and Matthew to thank for the music that we have. And finally, it is time for this week's session of A Tale of 12 Gems.
That's a good idea.
And to Kara for the recap.
Misfits. When last we met. Once more, we thrust ourselves into a situation we are woefully underprepared for, and think we're super prepared for, as we follow the Great Toad Mucklebuck Minster down the hall and into the Obercity ruins, populated by the Red Guard to one Jasper the Red, Goblin Lord of Mudspittle Caverns? Yes. Ralph bolstered the Great Toad, causing him to truly tank most of the encounter for us, and truly caused mischief with and scattered the goblins asunder. Tonky swept a gobbo off his feet in a warm embrace, and Grimgob relished in social and gravitational tension, while Nora provided moral support. Well, Puff does. And eventually, we save Birdsong the Kenku, who gives us some vital information, and also discovered a new use for Zone of Truth, when Ralph cast it to find a hiding gobbo who had decided to become one with the stones rather than fight us.
The truth will find you.
The truth will set somebody free. Tonky used her magic rope to help us climb down to the next level of this cavern as we follow a passageway down and into, seemingly, an abyss. This passage is filled with mushrooms, Kara's favorite thing to learn about, and not Nora's, as indeed we had things like bogbuster fungi and puff shrooms, which would just erupt in blinding spores or explode in our faces if we touch them. Surely this isn't set up to anybody's advantage. Eventually, we make the marvelous decision to set off the mushrooms ourselves with the big one, as Grimgob just provides a hefty little slap to its butt during combat. But before that, setting off the bog bursters to at least provide some layer of safety for us as we make our way through. Unfortunately, bog bursters can burn for up to a minute, and with our cover now blown, we find ourselves once more in a combat scenario we were neither prepared for nor fully expected. Because indeed, in addition to Jasper the Red's formidable backup of the Toadtriarch, he was infernally empowered by some bracers, giving him fire resistance and fire powers, as well as some really awful Misty Step abilities. Through various choices, both good and bad, and with multiple people going down and then up again, and then down again, and then up again, and gravity being bent to our will and, being trod upon by gravity and those slightly taller than us, we eventually found ourselves victorious. And now, fully out of our resources, most of our health, and a bit burnt, we sit in this weird mudspittle swamp with a giant toad who gave birth to literally all the toads in this cave. Surely this is fine. And this is a great place for a nap.
Oh, we haven't trapped yet. You now all stand in the muddy caves beneath the Oberon Basin, where mud runs down in tiny rivulets to create a thick, foot-deep carpet of mud. There is still fire crackling around the space, and smoke from the recent explosions filling the ceiling spaces between the dripping mud and stalactites. Before you, the Toadtriarch, this massive toad, just kind of sinks lower into the mud. You can see giant eyes regarding you fearfully. Behind it, as its form just sinks, you can see a mountain of boxes and crates beyond. What are you all doing?
Julie, are you able to talk to her?
How long has it been since I spoke with Mucklebuck?
It's been about 25 minutes.
Shit. I don't. I guess I can. It'll take me another 11 minutes to ritually cast it again.
I think
So
we
I'm
can at
gonna-
least be
yeah,
non-threatening enough while
yeah.
you do that.
Can I try to make an animal handling check while he gets... Sorry, I cut you off.
Oh no, you're good.
To do what?
Well, it looks fearful, so maybe just to help calm it down.
Make an animal. I said animal channel. Hannah, make an animal handling check.
Oh
please.
no, I got a 1 for a
wow.
total of 4. I'm so sorry, everybody.
So you begin, Tuli, to kind of like draw up this ritual circle. You, in the mud, have plentiful materials and
Pick
space
up
to
the
work.
viol.
Absolutely. You begin to play. It fills this cavern, kind of coated with mud, with the sound of this viol, and it is actually lovely in this space. It distracts you a little bit, Taki. As you're walking over, you kind of turn over and you're like, that's pretty good. And as you do, this toad also kind of rises just a couple inches to kind of see what's happening, and you step forward to pet it, and you just pet it right on the eyeball.
No.
You feel this in the mud. There are bubbles that come up all around, and this creature just almost disappears.
He's sorry.
Taki, you have to like pinwheel back as it, when it goes into the mud, almost pulls you down a little bit with it, but you just see little bubbles rising now as it sinks fully down. It is pretty well hidden, though so large in this space, it's very obvious where it is.
I'm gonna go sit in a corner and think about what I've done.
Okay, you go over and sit
I'm gonna
in
go
the
to
corner.
Jasper the Red.
Okay. You go over to Jasper the Red's body. Make an investigation check.
Don't fail me now.
Why would you say that?
It's a threat. Let's see.
What's your intimidation?
He's got me for that.
Investigation 19.
With
Got
the
right in your dice
19
sometimes.
on this individual, they wear just this kind of simple-looking garment, though it is not burned by the sort of power that they have manifested. They don't seem to have a whole lot else on them. They carry no bag, no pouch. Though looking over in the kind of corner there is just a mound of stuff, and there is like glints, little gems and things like that kind of mixed into this pile of other things. But on Jasper himself, the only thing that you find are a pair of bracelets. They're crafted of bronze, though at first it's kind of hard to tell because they're blackened. You can see almost as if they have been charred or scorched, though if you were to kind of wipe away, it doesn't clean the surface. There is a pair of them that are worn almost like bracelets, but as you shift the body, they both just grow a little bit larger and just slide off of his hands. They clatter on the ground in front of you, just kind of sinking into the mud. If you want to pick them up and kind of hold them, they have a blackened matte finish, and they feel very magical.
Okay. I'm not going to put them on yet, but can I make an Arcana check to identify them?
You sure can.
Do I get my thing?
You sure do.
Ooh.
This is a magical
I
object.
love getting my thing. 21!
Hey.
With a 21, Vincent, I said I would have this item for you, and I lied. I said in your face. And you could probably see me on stream, or maybe not, because then Kara's doing a recap, where I was just like, ugh. So
Those bracers!
I'm
Those
texting
infernally
to you.
touched bracers! Dang.
Light
a picture of the item block. But with that
It will
check,
arrive in the mail next
you
week.
recognize that these are the Hellfire rings. There are 2 of them. And they can grow or shrink to be worn on either the fingers or the wrists. You saw on Jasper, him wearing them almost like bands. They do require attunement by a spellcaster, and they do grant a little bit of a boost to your fire-based abilities, specifically Firebolt. It also gives you a couple other abilities kind of held in reserve.
Hell yeah. I mean, hell yeah.
With a 21, there is something that is not on that card.
Oh.
There is a curse associated with this object, though this curse will not keep you from dropping it, unattaching it, or anything like that. Looking at this, the curse is relatively mild, but you imagine that whenever you make attacks revolving fire, there is a potential that you end up taking damage from that. And mechanically speaking, when you roll a 1 on either an attack roll or a spell damage roll using fire as a damage type, you take 1d6 of fire damage that ignores resistance and immunity to fire. But that's it. Very mild curse.
Oh, I love a mild curse.
That's not bad.
Oh.
Oh no.
Huh.
You're a wizard.
I will say with the 21, a spell like Fireball that has many dice potentially has quite a bit of backlash in terms
Oh,
of
that's
damage.
true.
So there are positives and negatives that associate with this.
Could I mitigate that by taking feats that would let me reroll ones?
That's not really like a Arcana check, but I would say from a meta standpoint, you imagine yes.
Okay.
That is the purpose for rerolling
Some
ones.
god voice says.
The math's in my head. Something's telling me they're wrong.
So as Grimgob searches the body, the kind of broken and charred body of Jasper basically exploded. You can see Thule kind of doing this ritual about 5 minutes in. Is anybody else doing anything?
I'm sitting down.
Yeah, I think Ralph would go over and basically like embrace Nora after she went down multiple times and probably sit with her for a minute.
Sure.
Though after a few, she'd probably get concerned about the amount of stuff down here
Sure.
and start to like investigate these weird boxes.
Make
and
an
stuff.
investigation check about those weird boxes.
They're probably fine. They're probably not weird at all. They're probably just normal boxes.
It's eggs!
Damn.
Natural 20.
Hell
Hey,
yeah.
it's eggs!
It's eggs!
Believe it or not, there are some frog eggs that are mixed into this,
Oh.
but much more important, you find amongst these bags and boxes a small chest that within it, when you open it up, contains a fist-sized ruby. Not just fist-sized. You imagine this would probably appraise close to 500 gold pieces.
Ooh.
It's carved to look like a snarling devil's face. And the eyes of this carving almost seem to peer back at you when you open this container.
It's
fine.
And
I'm sure.
it shifts slightly. There's something underneath it. Do you move it?
Like, did it just shift on its own?
It's like it's rolling almost on like ball bearings. There's something round beneath it.
Yeah, I'd move it and look underneath it.
Beneath it, there are 5 fire opals. One of them almost spherical, almost like a perfect pearl. The other one's much more rough. You imagine in total, probably worth a couple hundred gold. You can see off in another sort of crate as you kind of peek into the top of this. This is stained and badly damaged by water. There are idols carved of bloodstone in the shape of frogs or toads, and one very odd-looking kind of frog-man hybrid. All of them made out of bloodstone, probably each worth about 50 gold pieces. There's 6 of them each, probably about a foot tall. So for goblins, these are like maybe half-life size.
Tokens.
It's like a bust. You also find within another crate a full set of silver goblets that appear to be like of castled quality. These are very fine, probably about 400 gold pieces worth of silver mixed into this. And something that you cannot pick up, you kind of pull away a cloth, and there is an entire bronze brazier that has been ripped from stone. You can still see hunks of stone that it was bolted to. That, as you look at it, it is wicked and jagged and seems to have likely been forged in a place far beyond and below this. There is also up on the back of this wall a banner that has like partially been hung and then has fallen down because of the mud falling, and like you can see there's been multiple attempts to fasten it in some way, but ultimately it just kind of sinks covered in mud. It is a banner that looks to be woven from some kind of hides, embroidered with some kind of a thread that does have a slight glow to it. And there is, with a natural 20, buried in the mud, something that sparkles. It is a little piece of marble, and as you pull this free, you've actually seen both Nora and Grimgob play this game. This is a piece from Paragon, and it's actually kind of an uncommon piece. It looks like a small piece of marble carved to resemble a djinn holding a spear. But you find all of that.
All right, awesome.
Into the bag of holding it goes?
Yeah. So I would, Ralph would kind of like take it all in.
What's the
Show the ruby and just be like, can someone check if this is a normal ruby? It looks ridiculous.
Of course.
I'll point to the brazier and be like, maybe that's part of how Jasper got so weird. It seems like it's infernal.
Oh, you mean these things? And now you see Grimgob wearing them.
12 Arcana check on our ruby here.
Phenomenal. This does not seem to be magical in any way. It is very finely carved. Whoever did this, beyond just being a jeweler, is an artisan. This is a piece of art that is probably worth more in that facet than just the pure kind of monetary weight of this. It's a beautiful gem.
To mitigate the metagaming, would Nora be aware of the spells that you can use the rubies for?
Any spells that you have available to you,
Okay.
certainly.
Cool. Oh, well, that's really pretty. No, it's prettily done.
All right.
Honestly, it's not my taste, and it makes sense that it's down here. It might be something from the Underdark, but it's really expensive,
Doesn't
and I'm
look like
sure it
it's
could
from
be used
Copper
as a
City.
spell component for something.
I feel like it's looking at me.
Oh, most sure.
At disadvantage because you're,
That's
you're
part of the
ritualing
like-
right now.
Playing and
Fun,
glancing
I guess.
over, yeah.
Wow, wherever Jasper got these are pretty infernal. I took a look at them, and you probably found those in the same place.
Grimgob, does the goblin respect for the dead rule extend to items in their house? You respect
Yes.
the dead by taking their stuff.
Yes,
Gotcha.
the funeral rites.
Okay, so we have to do this.
Yeah, clearly.
Tuli, as you glance out of the corner of your eye at what Nora is holding, this beautiful ruby, it is so immaculately carved that there is only one place that you have kind of heard of this fine of a grade of gem coming from in this side of the continent anyways. To the southeast, there is a town that is separated from the rest of the continent by a brutal desert. Very challenging to reach. It is a town called Elderport. And that is a place where incredibly fine gems are crafted.
Oh, that gem's from Elderborn.
Oh!
And you complete your ritual. 10 minutes pass,
can
you
use it.
cast Speak
Oh,
with Animals.
if we get a teleportation circle ready, we could probably use it to, play... Oh, we need to hold on to that. For some reason.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That sounds good to me. Just make sure it's not mixed in with the other stuff we gonna sell.
Nora, gestures to Grimgob for the bag of
That's
holding.
probably very valuable.
He looks inside. Careful. It's very wet. Like on the inside.
Nora looks around for, a sufficient divot for to dump a bunch of water in.
No, wait, we might need that water for later.
For what?
Drinking.
You can
In this cavern of mud, anywhere is a good place. But also, Nora, there's just an active fire still smoldering slightly. Although, actually, it's kind of burned out now that Tuli's finished his spell.
Still dangerous.
No, you don't put water on an oil fire. I'm smarter than that.
Get a towel.
And Nora begins helping
sodium
Ralph
fire.
to gather the supplies.
No,
Can we
we're
carry
full.
all of this in the bag? I don't think so.
Not the brazier.
Not
The
right here.
brazier is pretty large. I imagine you probably could. You're going to be running, especially if you have all those eggs and stuff in there, pretty close to...
We don't have any eggs
We don't
in
have,
there.
you
What
told
do
us we couldn't move the eggs.
And you still have the water?
The
No,
50
that's
gallons
what I
of
just
water.
You can definitely fit all this stuff in here. Yeah.
We're going to leave
As
the
you
brazier.
pour it out, I just stick out my canteen just to fill it up.
We don't know where that water's been.
It's in the bag. It's been in the bag.
We don't know where the inside of the bag has been.
It's been in my pocket.
That's not the inside of the bag, that's the outside.
Technically, the whole bag's been there. Although there are metal.
Tastes fine.
It's a demi-plane, so we don't know where that's been.
True. While Nora helps Ralph put everything in the bag, she'll slip her the Paragon piece.
Okay. Very nice piece of Paragon from the Chalkean school.
Do I see that? Do you do it sneakily?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your passive perception?
Wizard. 11.
You do not.
Wizard.
No roll required.
Wizard.
When I see Tuli starting to button up his ritual, Tonki's gonna be like, Tuli, when you talk to Toad, please tell her me sorry for putting me hand on her eye.
Yeah. It was an accident.
Yeah,
Sure,
please
it'll be
tell her
okay.
me sorry.
I will.
Thank you, Tuli.
Oh, we good?
Yeah, you've cast the spell.
Cool. Excuse me?
So you walk up to this trembling, puddle of mud. You can just see the shape
We
of this
don't want
creature.
to hurt you.
2Ds.
My friend is sorry that she poked your eye.
Make a
It was an
persuasion
accident.
check and make it at advantage.
Can you remind me what we all hear? Do we hear ribbit, ribbit, ribbit from Tuli?
I think we just see him intensely stare at
Yes.
the mud
Yeah.
puddle.
Wild. Double
Oh,
17
wow.
Very nice.
this time, so that's
Dice have some focus.
24.
You watch Tuli walk up to the mud,
Tuli is the
and
Toad speaker.
Tuli just stares intently. There is this moment that passes, and then from the mud, you see this single eye just kind of open up, just perfectly level with the mud. It emerges just a little bit more. The other eye, almost like a crab's, just unfolds a little bit and then opens. And Tuli, you are now looking at these frog's eyes just kind of protruding up above the mud. You can see kind of the hump of its head beneath the shape. It's come out a little bit more. It doesn't seem quite willing to leave the safety of the mud, but it's listening.
We've come to help you on behalf of she who still tries and he who grows through grief. We know that you've been mistreated. We've come to set things right.
At once, you get the sense that this is not a very smart creature. It doesn't seem to be able to take in and understand the
No,
full
Buckle.
meaning of your words.
No,
Bucklebuck.
No, Buckleminster.
Muckle Buckminster
Thank
is
you.
a remarkable toad and very different. Their stat block is pretty unique.
Mucklebuck, get down here. We
I
need
need
you.
you to translate.
This particular frog probably has an intelligence that hovers around 2 or 3,
Damn.
and so not super smart.
Mm.
But it rises just a little bit more. You can now see the kind of muddy outline of this mouth.
Mm.
And it opens it up and just says, "Are you a friend?
Yes, friend.
And you won't burn me?"
No. No burns.
This frog now, and now like almost 10 feet across is the space that now rises above the mud, but it is just large enough that you can see the eyes and kind of the nostrils of this creature. Thule is just staring, and this creature is like slowly rising out of the mud towards him. But it seems like Thule is making progress.
No more burns ever again. I'm gonna look back over at Jasper's dead body.
Maybe make meaningful eye contact with Grimmy for a second.
This toad rises up now all the way out of the mud, rises up higher than you now, Thule, 10 feet taller than you, just looms over you. And slowly its mouth just opens. You can see on the inside of this, there are like burns on its tongue, on the sides of its mouth. It's definitely been badly mistreated. And then all of you at once, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh shit.
All of us?
No, just
no.
Thule.
Okay.
All of you at
We
once
see.
see this creature just sort of quickly
Woo!
put its mouth over Thule.
I hope it's a hug.
That
We hope it's a
is
hug.
22.
With a 22, Thule, this creature suddenly goes to swallow you. It feels. And you just leap to the side. It just takes a big mouthful of mud, rises up, and then just goes, "Look you," and kind of rubs its head against you.
This is so cute.
I
Give
think
it
that
like
means
a
he made a friend.
It
pat.
Are you sure?
swallows this
Very
mouthful of
Tonky
mud.
approved.
That's not good.
What?
The mud.
Oh. No. You don't have to stay here, though.
This creature just turns, and it slowly, kind of taking these big leap steps, makes its way over to the corner of this space, and it opens its mouth, and with another big scoop just swallows the eggs, the mud that is underneath it, and kind of holds it in its mouth. It turns around, and it again kind of drags itself through the mud through this space.
Do you know Mucklebuck? He's upstairs. Muckle? Buckminster?
There you go.
They turn to you and they say, "Thanks again." And eggs just like mud comes out and it has to again just swallow it all again. And it's pretty gross. And it doesn't seem to really understand what you're saying.
Okay. So,
Wait a minute. Should we like get rid of those mushrooms that were in here? Like on the way, if she's gonna leave?
seems like she's relatively okay. But, are there any other signs of, like, infernal meddling? Because, like...
On this creature?
Yeah, because, like, there's definitely been some sort of unnatural
Make a nature check.
propagation here.
Make a nature
but
check.
Ugh.
Is that how all frogs carry their eggs around?
I don't know. I've never really watched them.
He always wanted to try to give hug with me mouth.
the dice giveth, and the dice
Called
taketh.
biting.
That is a
Or
15.
kiss?
Oh, she managed
15.
it somehow, though.
Remember that one girl? from
The 15, as you examine this creature, there is no infernal sigils on it. It doesn't look, aside from the fact that it is gargantuan, there's nothing that speaks to this being out of the ordinary. This is perhaps just a random mutation that was then taken advantage of by Jasper and other individuals that surrounded him. The infernal sort of working seemed focused on Jasper.
Oh, okay.
This creature, again, a little bit closer to the exit.
Maybe you should.
Again, should we like, I don't know, there's
Oh.
some dangerous mushrooms on the way out. Should we get rid of those?
Or at least warn her.
Or see if she stay with us while we rest. Because there are goblins out there.
Be careful. There's mushrooms that will blow up and more fire. More burn.
As soon as you say fire, this creature just and almost just shrinks like 2 or 3 feet, oozing itself into the mud. It settles like right into the doorway, basically blocking like half of the structure.
Oh. I was going to suggest that Grimgob, you could maybe blast them from farther away instead of just slapping on their mushroom booty.
Well, you don't like that?
No.
For a variety of reasons.
But that would at least give it some time to burn off, and it would then be safe for us to get out as well.
I'm a little worried though. There were more goblin guards. So like, does she know where she wants to go? I don't. What if she runs into one of them?
At the very least, we won't have exploding mushrooms in our way.
Not as splendid as Muckle.
That's a very nice way to put it. I'm going to start saying that to people. The customers were not quite as splendid as we would hope.
I think.
Where's she going?
I don't know, but not here.
Methinks she's happy to be free. We probably just leave her alone, right?
Yes,
think we
but-
can escort her to the exit.
Yes.
We also need to find our
She-
steeds.
Doesn't like fire.
Just a little bit lower.
Maybe convince her to just hang out with us for a minute while Grimgob takes care of the danger ahead.
Turn back.
Me not
Stay-
going anywhere until me get a nap.
Stay with friends until we leave.
Not her. Me.
Yeah.
Safer. No burns.
They rise up again and they say, "You would keep me safe?
Yes.
No burns?
Yes.
Okay." And it just settles back in a little bit. And with where it's settled, it almost serves as like a plug for that sort of space. There is still like a 5-foot gap that you could climb over this frog to get on top of.
She's like right here.
Yeah.
When you say okay,
Yeah.
I guess I'll climb. Wait. So like, now that she's not leaving, it seems safer to leave the mushroom there so we could rest.
Tonki has started setting up camp.
Agreed.
Tonki's like
Yeah.
already
Maybe-
kind of like glassy-eyed,
Yeah.
leaning over.
Did you
Very
put a time
easy for
limit on
her
how
to
long
follow.
we'd stay with her when you talk to her?
I usually don't set alarms.
I would tell her that we'll be with her for one sleep. That way she knows that she's free to go after the sleep.
I think it'll be okay. You're overthinking it, Nora.
Just hope she doesn't try to follow us the whole time.
Well,
That's what we did.
she's
with
not
wizards.
going to be able to because we're going to go to places that she's probably not going to fit in. I don't think she'd fit back in Mistridge.
I'm just worried she'll try.
And she
For now, we not have to worry though, right? She gonna sit in that door. We gonna sleep. If we wake up and she gone, then that her choice. But hopefully she stay.
Is the way we came in even large enough for her to pass through?
Was it?
The way that you came in through down here, yeah, certainly
Yeah.
it's the staircase. Getting this frog up the stairs might be a little challenging, especially because there's what is essentially like an 80-foot drop. And you haven't really seen them leap yet, but you can't imagine this creature hoisting themselves 80 feet up.
How much gravity could you reverse?
Not that much.
It can probably get there if we find a way to lift it up about 100 feet in the air.
Oh.
Yeah.
Me think that a problem for tomorrow, us.
There might be a path to the
Nah,
Underdark
that's fine. I could send her up there.
down here somewhere as well.
In one piece?
Yes, totally. In one piece.
Well,
I feel like
Nora
that's a
just Nora gestures back
Very fair
at
question.
the like the devastation that the fire caused. I'm like, it's a fair question.
Yes, in one piece.
So with this massive toad node blocking the door, are you all kind of setting up camp for a long rest?
Yeah.
So,
I find where Jasper sleeps and I sleep there.
Okay.
Look at
There
me.
is.
I'm the Jasper now.
So as you go and you
Oh,
find
no.
this little
What if
sleep
we in his bed?
bedroll,
Gross.
Gross.
it is no nicer than any other goblin. For this, at least, they seem to kind of blend in with the rest of their followers. But there is something a little different, kind of wrapped up in the pillow. Jasper has crafted for themselves a little crown, made together out of fused silver pieces. It is not a very fine crown, and the silver is barely recognizable. It's pretty badly scorched. This is certainly like this is a goblin crafted job. It's probably worth maybe like 10 gold pieces in total, but it's just this jagged crown of melted
I'm gonna wear
coins.
that.
I take it.
I was gonna say, Grimgob doesn't know why, but he really hates the voice in the sky. What do you
We're all
mean
gonna like
goblin craft is bad?
we're waking up tomorrow morning, eating our breakfast. Grimgob's gonna show up with a fucking Burger King crown.
But I feel like none of us will bat an eye.
No, we'll just be like, yep.
Morning, nerds.
Eating french fries.
Yeah, something to say about my culture.
So,
Go ahead,
goblin
I'm
culture
listening.
is Burger King. So you all begin to rest.
Oh, we set a watch. We set a watch. We set a watch.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess I can go
Flashbacks.
first. I kind of have a thing in mind I want to draw, so I can keep watch while I do that. That's how you keep watch, right?
I'll stay up.
Well,
Me
it's
would
how you
like third
keep
watch,
of your
please.
paper.
Me feeling dangerously like only one hit point could
If
could
me
be
had
the
to put a
difference
number on
between
it.
life and death.
Me would say, I'm at a 1.
Clocking
She
in
goes,
at about a
Wake me if you need me.
I take second
Straight
watch.
Okay.
Thank
So
you.
Nora,
I'll
then Grimgob.
I'll take third watch
Okay.
with Tonki, I suppose. Or I guess whenever I'm needed.
Ralph's
say
taking a
with-
15-hour sleep.
Yeah. Whichever of you has the better perception score.
Mine's terrible.
I have
There.
a decent perception.
You should probably go with
I'll
Grimgob.
go with Grimgob.
It's a good idea. I wasn't planning on keeping watch.
Cool.
So everybody kind of finds a place that is relatively dry in this muddy cavern. There are like these kind of stone outcrops that you can find. Is there anything that people want to do before we start our long rests and before we start the first watch?
Tonki has a question for Ralph.
Okay.
Hey, Ralph.
Mm.
What you know weapons, right? Me know weapons, you know weapons. And she pulls out her chain and she's like, "You think we could put something on the end that go bonk?"
I mean, probably. I'm sure if we just take it somewhere. I think the only weird thing would be it's magical, right?
Yeah.
So we might have to find a specialist.
magic bonking.
Yeah.
Good, good.
But
Okay.
like, I'm sure like a mace head or something could be cool.
Yeah. You help me look out for something good?
Yeah. It would probably have to be magical though, unless you want to. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just assume anything that is currently magical needs magical things to adjust it. I don't know how true that is.
Make an Arcana check, Ralph. You think
Can I
about
make one
this.
too?
Yeah.
Magic must defeat
10.
magic.
19.
So I would say, Tonki, you look at this and you're like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
For you, Ralph, you imagine it's a pretty good bet that to be a good functional item and to really add value, you would want to add something magical to this. Otherwise, you're kind of just like painting it a different color. But yeah, certainly that's a possibility.
That's a very valid way to add value.
Yeah, I don't know who or where or when, but I'm
keep
sure
an
we
eye out.
could. Yeah.
Okay.
Also,
Who, where,
um,
when?
I've never seen this kind of banner before. I don't know if you have either, but it's made out of hide. And is this infernal? I'm gonna lift it up and like take a
For
closer look at the
everyone?
banner. Yeah, like
Okay.
so let's
I
see.
If
recognize
anybody
this.
wants to, can make either, I would say you can make a nature check if you want to determine what it's made out of, or you could use a religion check to understand the nature of the infernal.
Do I get my
for that nature?
Do I get my
He's
thing for
got
the
nothing.
infernal symbology?
Yes, you do. With a natural 20, for you, Tuli, this is super easy to understand because you are horrified to learn that the banner is woven from giant toad hides. You are looking at a banner sort of made of Mucklebuckminster-like animals.
Dirty 20 on the religion check.
I would say it looks like just kind of like a shitty banner until Nora's like, I can't see what this is, and when Nora holds it out, you see like the eye holes. In the it's pretty obvious what it is for you. Put it away.
Why?
Oh,
Is it cursed?
Toads.
I touched it.
It's toads.
Uh-oh. I'll just put it over here then.
And you get the sense it's not ethically sourced either.
Ethically sourced.
Anybody roll for the thread? Okay.
Sorry.
I rolled
How
a
do you-
religion check, whatever you wanted for that one.
Religion,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
I rolled
I
I
rolled
but
a
I got a
20.
3 on the
20.
die.
I also rolled a dirty 20.
So with a 20 for the religion, this thread does seem to be of a material that comes from the lower planes. Something about it seems to be infernal, but more of like a stylistic nature. The infernal thread probably makes this banner worth a little bit of money to the right person. Probably not the right person for you to be spending time with.
Do you want to maybe take the thread off the banner and bury the banner? Out of respect. How do toads have funerals? Do toads have funerals? I know crows have funerals.
Tonki calls out. Tonki has settled back down, and she calls out, "If you want dig hole, me do it tomorrow."
I don't know if it's worth picking all the thread out of this.
I'm just gonna fold it back up and maybe Nora just kind of like tries to bury it in the mud.
Very easy. You can just press it down. This is a
And
place
just like
that is
looks
so
over
muddy,
at the
it's difficult
Toadtriarch. He's
terrain.
like, hey.
They're like sunk into the mud and their back is to you, so you're just looking at kind of like their back and sort of
Great.
little
As
tail
long
mud.
as the back is here, it's
Yeah.
fine.
But you bury that banner.
Mhm.
Anything else people want to do before we begin our long rests?
After my watch, I think Ralph would do some prayer time to Tyr, especially
Okay.
after the last battle, and then go to bed.
Okay, we'll get back to that in a second. For you, Nora, you take the first watch. I dropped something. Make a perception check.
Doesn't Ralph take the first watch as well?
Yeah, we're gonna try to do it together.
Oh, okay.
Great. Please roll that perception
Ralph,
check
please
and
make a
roll
perception
better.
check also.
Nope. That's a 10 for me.
And a total of 6.
Wow.
It's a
Between the
quiet
two of you, it's a
evening.
good roll.
Overhead, you don't hear rain. You know that the basin is known for rain, and so it's probably lightly drizzling, not like a downpour. You don't hear the sounds of like movement. Nobody sneaks up on you all. You had heard goblins say that like nobody's allowed down here but Jasper, and so having already sort of killed the people who might come and talk to Jasper, probably not a ton of people who might make their way down here.
We've got a door.
Yeah, you also do have a door.
Nora's like picked up some of the like charcoal that's been produced in the area.
Sure.
And has started like sketching out a new card to go with her deck.
Okay.
And like you can see the outlines of like a hooded figure and like some sort of like white beast in the background with antlers.
Okay. You begin to go about this art project.
Mm-hmm.
With that perception check, your watch passes without issue, at least as far as you're concerned.
It's fine. Everything's good.
I think it's fine.
At the end of your watch, Ralph, what are you doing in terms of this prayer?
I think she would essentially just kneel, grasp her amulet, and just profusely thank Tyr. And in it basically wonder if maybe there is some hope for this basin. Actually, because up until this point, she hasn't thought there was any hope to save this basin and its lawless ways.
So you kneel in prayer. And as you hold this amulet, which has the imagery of like scales upon them, it strikes you with no roll required.
God
everything has to do with balance. And this is a place that has been like this for a very long time. But especially thinking about the ruins of that Obra city sort of temple, it wasn't always like this. There was infrastructure that allowed for huge stone structures to sit on what is now very muddy terrain. Perhaps all that's required is a balancing of the scales. But your watch passes without issue. Who is taking second watch?
I am.
Okay.
As well as me.
Okay. Grimgob and Thule.
Can I keep watch if I attune to the bracers?
You can. It'll be at disadvantage.
I'm cool with that.
Cool.
Okay.
So the two of you wake up your replacements. You go to sleep, finding some place to rest in the mud.
Five. You got this.
One of us, surely, was rolled double digits.
18.
With
See,
an
I believe in
18,
Thule.
it is not a silent watch. You hear things overhead. Through the mud and the squelching and the drips and the drops, you hear footsteps. You hear effort. No. You hear even higher up than that, really through the trembling of stone, the vibrations through the liquid of the water that kind of coats all of this place. You are hearing the sound of movement throughout the space surrounding this place.
Like,
And maybe off in the distance, just maybe, you hear whining. You hear wind whistling. It's hard to tell what it is, but you can definitely hear something. Whatever it is doesn't seem to bother this great toad. They slumber, bubbles every now and then just out the front where their mouth is kind of submerged.
so wait, I'm hearing these things from, like, beyond the caves that we're in?
Somewhere back up and within the sort of tunnels that you have all come from.
Oh, okay, so, like, somewhere around here
Yeah.
on the map?
Yeah, but like
Okay.
further up.
Okay.
In the spawning pools?
Perhaps.
What?
Is Mucklebuckminster okay?
For free? Maybe.
He's
Is there anything that
No, I
you're doing
know.
to
You're
just
ascertain this
straining
further?
your
Well,
ears.
well, could the noise conceivably be coming from Mucklebuckminster?
Oh, for sure.
Conceivably.
Like, in terms of the size and,
With that perception
I had
check,
heard
Taking a
before-
fat dump from his
It
meal.
actually seems like it is probably a smaller creature than Mucklebuckminster.
It's
But
not,
already, like, straining your ears, you don't hear it anymore.
it's not like there's a
The
whole.
stone-shaped goblin.
Towards the end of the watch, I say, "Hey, did anything happen during your watch? I mean, our watch."
Well, before that, I was going to ask you if you heard anything. Hours before our watch ended, when I heard the thing. So, yeah, I was going to say...
No, I don't hear anything. What do you hear?
Speed roleplay.
Sorry.
Grimgob needs no roleplay.
Sorry, I thought you
Who's
said
the
ask me if I
divination
heard
wizard?
anything.
I heard
Go
some
ahead.
fucking rumbling upstairs, my guy!
Oh, they're fucking up there.
It's,
What he said.
So Thule lets you know that there is a sound upstairs.
I don't hear it.
You certainly do not.
I hope Mucklebuckminster's okay.
Where did we leave him? We left him in the room with the red guard. Let's see. The watch might go in that room, because no one comes down here but Jasper. Probably the red guard, because someone needs to carry these eggs from the queen back to there, so... I don't know. Do you want to
Really
do something
starts
about
to
it?
kind of fidget
Okay.
a lot.
reaction fidget.
Are you okay, Julie?
I'm worried about Mucklebuckminster.
Anxiety is kicking.
We'll check
Quick
on him
take
first thing
fantasy.
after everyone wakes up.
The noises are now.
What does it sound like?
That sounds like moving.
Like violent moving or just moving?
Just shuffling and things around.
Okay. Well, if it doesn't sound like fighting, then that's good, right?
It's kind of far away. I don't know if it's fighting or not. But nothing else was up there before besides Mucklebuck Minster. I think it's smaller at least.
Trying to remember, when did they say the eggs are going to start hatching? Because that's the only thing I'm thinking of that might cause a lot of movement.
I'm thinking maybe infernal shit because we have an infernal thing here.
So you don't know, and that's a perfectly good thing to think. With your perception check, there's nothing that would point at that more than anything else. But like, given the surroundings, that would make tons of sense.
Probably just goblins moving around. Or Mucklebuck moving around.
Both of those things also would make sense.
Devils.
You think there's devils here?
Well,
I feel like we would have heard about that from the goblins if they've seen devils. Although, I guess we didn't ask. We
heard
just
about
killed
it
them.
from the toads. Well, I heard about it.
Sorry, what? The toad said there were devils?
Well, Mucklebuck said that the bracers that you had were from an infernal deal that Jasper made
With who?
with the devil. That's usually what infernal deals are made with.
Trying to think back. Do I remember when...
Remember the lemures on the river?
Yeah, there has been a lot of infernal shit in the basin. But we don't know how long ago Jasper came into power. I mean, you could ask Her Majesty.
I don't want to bother her with that. I don't think she wants to talk about Jasper much.
I would say for free too. You probably
She
the idea
probably
of a
wouldn't-
year is
she'd be
probably
like,
a hard concept for her to grasp.
It's been time.
84 years. But she just always says that no matter.
84 years.
But it does not seem
What
like
is
Jasper
a year?
came into power recently. I look at the crown. Does it look like... Can I tell like how old it's been?
Make a history check.
Hell yeah! Do I get my thing?
No, it doesn't.
But it's goblin craft!
Yeah, but it's not a magical goblin craft of any kind, really. And craft is a strong word.
16 history check.
This, I mean, there's no patina to this. You don't know if like silver really patinas. I guess you would know that it kind of does. There's nothing that suggests that this is old. But that doesn't tell you much. Like it could have just been made for him recently and he's been in power forever. I will say, you know a little bit about the power structure of this place. You never heard of a Jasper the Red. And so they're not like a huge fixture. They didn't come into the Sister Wars in any meaningful way. So they're at least somewhat recent, at least the last couple of years.
Okay.
Why does that matter?
Well, I don't know. This is more information. I don't know what matters.
Well, I think what matters is that we freed the toads, and
We did.
whatever is going on is probably connected to some infernal mischief.
Oh, definitely.
But I don't know what the degree to which that involvement is. And the thought of Gabranja also having some level of involvement with infernal dealings that also have to do with...
I don't think that would have
I liked the roll. I liked how I was about to say, I don't think... Roll dice.
You never know.
But that has pretty terrible implications, in my opinion.
How do we know that Gabranja has infernal dealings again? I don't
Well,
remember
we
that.
don't, but, just deducing that if there is a large infernal involvement in the political structure of goblin kind right now within the basin, if they're going to be making deals with low-level scum like Jasper, then they'd probably also have reason to want to unite the powers that are actually players on the board. Politically speaking, of course.
I think we're gonna find infernal dealings everywhere we go. We're chasing.
He says to the tiefling.
He doesn't say anything, but he does this like you do. And we know that they were given to the families by... This is a good code, actually. So wherever we go, I think we'll be tied to the hells.
Yes, I agree. I guess it's how we separate them from the more negative elements of the hells.
Well, it seems like restoring balance is removing from the basin. And I have a feeling that's going to be what we're going to need to do everywhere else. But you're right, I don't know what we're going to do with them after we find them all.
I can't wait to read the closed caption.
When I said I don't think, what the end of that sentence was that anybody could hear that.
It'll be in brackets.
Oh.
What happens when you gather up all of these magical, powerful artifacts in one place?
A door opens.
Right, but what does that door lead to? If only one of them has the power that it's capable of doing here in the basin, there are probably world-altering effects that are happening right now that we aren't even aware of, caused by them. And we're going to gather them all?
Yeah.
Doesn't that make you pause for a moment?
Yeah. But this is the legacy that Serax left us. And from what the others say, I haven't felt it yet, but we're being watched by she who's still trying. And I think that means something too.
I think if we keep going down this road, we're going to be watched by many more people than just her.
I agree. And they're probably going to try to kill us.
Maybe. But Julie, something that does strike you about this, you are somebody who listens to and collects tales. And most of the best ones do follow heroic individuals, and one of the natural consequences to heroism is encountering villainy. And so certainly in pursuing these adventures, you are going to encounter these elements. But you all have this period of rest that goes without issue. Nothing changes. And you wake up Tonki for the final watch?
Yeah.
All
You
right.
feel like me know how to punch twice now.
Tonki, you wake up feeling stronger than you did when you went to sleep. Part of it because you had just lost a lot of blood.
Yeah.
Tonki, be careful. There was something upstairs, and I don't think it was Mucklebuckminster.
Okay, Julie.
Yeah, there was movement. We heard it.
Okay, maybe careful.
We.
Okay.
I love the idea.
You sleep tight, and she ruffles Tully's hair.
And you ruffle to his hair.
Tonki just having like an epiphany of the 1-2 punch.
Right, and then left.
Oh, we can tell them apart now.
200% capacity! So, you begin your watch. Tuli and Grimgaw both kind of settle in. Make a perception check.
Damn.
Ooh,
Has
19.
your power level increased lately?
With a 19, over the course of the first hour or so that you are up, you do hear sounds. You hear the sounds of movement up above. There is many footsteps actually making their way, not immediately above you, even further than that. There are small spaces in the ceiling where this mud kind of drips down that are almost like little tubes that lead up to further chambers above. You can hear the sound of many goblins kind of moving about. Still within this layer, at least for the first hour or so, a lot of activity happening. But slowly that recedes. And then you don't hear much of anything at all. Is there anything that you're doing over your watch? It's a very lonely watch.
Polishing my chain and wiping the blood off my hat.
Do you do
Polish
it
the
in
chain.
a corner?
And your watch passes as far as you can tell without any issue.
Damn, how far can you tell?
Not
Not
120
very
feet in the dark.
yeah, that's true.
But there's also a toad in the way.
And I'm really
All
You
of
have toad
you
vision?
wake up stronger than you slept. And as you come to wake, you imagine it is probably right on the cusp of the 8th of the Claws of Storms. It is about to be Sunday, probably right around midnight. As you come to wake, nothing has changed dramatically. Mucklebuckminster at some point has turned about 90 degrees. But aside from that, you all are now awake and in this space. What are you doing?
Have we formally mechanically leveled up?
You have mechanically leveled up.
Hell yeah.
Hey guys, I just finished some formulas on some new spells.
Oh no.
Oh no, indeed.
Can we leave? I don't like this place.
I mean,
You
that's
think
up
that
to
good
the
idea.
toad.
Yeah, can you ask the toad if she's
Oh.
ready to go?
I ritually cast.
As
once
everybody
more.
begins to eat breakfast and kind of go about
I
rolling up
play
their
some morning
rolls,
music to
kind of gathering their
ritual cast
supplies.
this.
You guys want me to like get rid of those mushrooms on the way before we leave?
Yeah, that would be good.
So like before when we would leave, I would
Yeah.
go and
while Julie's doing this, you head out and kind of go about from a distance.
yeah,
Fireball
disobeying
release.
orders. I slap the ass of all those mushrooms.
Do you?
That's a joke, right?
That's not the.
Never mind. Can you remind me what these do?
Yeah. Give me a second.
I assume fireball
Only-
and slapping would do the same.
No,
No,
because one,
dis-
Well,
one releases
one,
spores.
one puts you in the area of effect, and the other.
No, sorry, mage hand.
Gotcha. That's an important
Ah,
Very important distinction.
So
I was just picturing Grimgob running
dying.
and just like running past, slapping them all as they explode behind him. Like,
Tearfully collects the bracelets and is like, now be the fire guy.
we just hear from a cavern.
those particular mushrooms, when they explode, will coat you with this material that is like rancid, almost alchemical sludge. You don't want to be within 10 feet of those when they rupture. But certainly you can slap them from 30 feet away. No problem.
Do I think I can harvest any of them into like vials?
If you want to take a knife, get it up close, and harvest it with a nature check or a survival check, you certainly can. The failure is relatively substantial.
death.
You can't do it with mage hand because it's too dexterous of an activity.
Gotta risk
I
it for
guess
the
that
biscuit.
makes sense. All right, let me see if I have a vial.
Don't risk it.
It's
What
not-
biscuit?
It's not a good biscuit, man. This is like 3 days old. This
All right.
biscuit's been sitting out in the bakery.
Stay
You're lucky I'm vialless. Got me with my vials down.
No vials in your
So
possession.
I will activate them from afar.
No
Mage hand
problem.
booty slap.
You mage
Yeah.
hand this out, and there is this of this huge rancid alchemical sludge that spreads in 10 feet around this space. It kind of flares with this alchemical fire. It is a green fire that then burns down just slowly over about a minute, and then it sputters out and dies. And you are left with this clear space that you can travel. You continue to move out and kind of like clear little elements of spores and things to create a clear path. Truly, while this happens, you ritually cast this spell. Is anybody else ritually casting or doing anything?
Get the fuck out of the way. We gotta move.
I'm ritually
Don't say
cleaning
that.
up the
There you
camp.
go. You can't
I'm
speak
much
with animals.
nicer to the toad.
Nora has drawn her cards for the day.
Okay.
Mhm.
You have drawn your cards.
She pulls out one of the cards that she hadn't thought she put in her deck yet, but she's got the Hermit now. And I rolled an 8 and a 20.
Very nice. Good
Ooh.
We love a 20 on a portent.
I liked the realization dawning in Vincent's eyes.
If we're ritually casting stuff, Ralph's gonna ritually cast Water Walk.
Okay, absolutely, very nice.
Is that just for yourself or for a number of players?
So it
forget.
is within up to 10 willing creatures. And like it's a mass thing, so I'm gonna ritually cast it upon all of us so we can just walk over the mud.
Yay.
It's a smart idea.
Fantastic.
So you cast Speak with Animals.
I say, ready to go?
Yes, please, let's get out of here.
They poke up from the mud. As you say this, Nora, there's like a rumbling as this creature rises out from the mud. They say, indeed. And they begin to kind of drag themselves through the mud here.
And we will deal with the 80-foot drop when we get there.
He said he can get her up there already.
Oh, cool.
How many charges that the rings currently
Probably
have?
vortex force.
They are fully charged.
Hell yeah.
Are you wearing them as rings or as bracelets?
They are bracelets.
Okay.
They're not rings. They're called the Hellfire rings. But
So they on a medium-sized creature, they would be like
Picturing, like,
they would be worn
Sonic
as
the
2 rings on
Hedgehog.
either
Really?
end. For a small-sized creature, they are worn as bracelets. They resize, but like in a way not conventional to how items normally resize.
It feels like this item has an attitude.
Fuck you, you're small.
I'm
It's making a
I'm
statement.
feeling insulted by the
But
rings.
it's fair.
Exactly.
Free action. So you all make your way through this cavern.
This
It
the
is smoky.
smallest I can go.
You can smell the work of Grimgob kind of preceding you as you make your way. It's much easier with water walking active. Mud is nothing but water and soil, and so you make your way across. No difficult terrain here. You wind up at the bottom of an 80-foot rise to this broken staircase. You can see no light coming from above. Whatever kind of lanterns the goblins that had lit have long since gone out, and nobody has relit them. And so, dark.
Monster?
Does anyone remember whether we left the rope?
We did
We
leave
did.
the rope there.
The rope is still there.
What are the chances that the goblins have reinforced and are just waiting for us with spears?
Me think it pretty likely. We heard guys moving around a bit.
Oh.
Tuli, me heard what you said. Me definitely heard guys moving around, but it was only for a little while, and then it stopped.
We didn't hear anything at all.
No.
Tori
definitely-
just
we
rolls her
definitely
eyes.
heard
I was like, "Yeah, me bet you heard nothing."
Yeah, we definitely heard movement.
Could it just been the gobos going about their business? Me not know.
I mean, this is where they live, so.
I mean, yeah, they do live here. And
This
also,
massive toad, the Toadtriarch, now just kind of presses its body up against the stone. Its 2 hands just... And it just slowly kind of starts climbing in space, not going anywhere. The mud just causes it to slide.
Friend, help.
What?
I say, friend, help.
It stops, and it turns to you, and you can hear the Toadtriarch say, "Help you?
We help you.
Oh!" This creature straightens up, closes its eyes, and waits.
I climb up.
Okay. Make an athletics check at advantage.
Can I go up directly behind him so that I can catch him if he falls?
Absolutely.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
no,
You
no
can't.
need.
You actually watch as Grimgob, freshly rested, just rope courses his way all the way up.
I
No legs
skitter
required.
up.
Just arms only. Just
Damn.
straight up, leaving like a little bit of smoke behind. Grimgob, you
Move so
feel
fast.
great after this rest, and maybe it is the energy coursing through these rings, but you feel fantastic, and you make your way up to the top far faster than you anticipated to an empty space.
All right.
Bracelets.
Should I do it now or should I wait for the rest of you? I yell down.
what are you doing?
Warping her up here.
Is there space? There's space for her up there?
There's space for her. I'm looking at this and it looks like there is
Yeah,
space.
oh, for sure.
Me think now.
Well, wait.
There could be something up ahead. Let me look ahead.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start climbing up.
Okay. Ralph, you just begin to climb. Make an athletics check at advantage.
I stealth into the next
Make a
room.
stealth check.
Since Grimmy's fine, I'm gonna stay at the bottom until everybody else is up and prepare to catch anyone who falls.
Okay.
I'm waiting down at the bottom until the Toadtriarch is good to go. So
13.
They don't get
With
fucking
a 13
rowdy.
Grimgob, you feel
Goes
stealthier than you ever have. Nobody can hear you. Nobody can see you. You have the power of the hells coursing through your veins, and nothing will
Hell
stop you.
yes.
You go into the next room, into the place where you had previously seen the Red Guard. You see kind of abandoned now the space. No longer do you see Mucklebuckminster. You do see signs of them like hopping and then kind of dragging themselves out.
Out the way we came.
Out the way that you came. If you continue to kind of sneak ahead just to the area where you can see into the spawning pools, you behold a place that is largely empty. These braziers have all burned down. There is just the sort of cinders of bundles of mud and hay. There is no eggs. There is no glow. Everything has been removed from this space.
All right, go back to the group.
Okay. Ralph has now reached the top. What was your athletics check?
I was about to say, I don't know if I did reach a I rolled a 6.
Ralph.
Ready
you
to
climb.
catch.
And Ralph, you get like 30 feet up. You get pretty far.
Oh boy.
And then, with all of this mud, water walking does not help your grip. You slide. All of you hear this brief metal on rope kind of slip. Taki, make an athletics check as you kind of leap over to try to save Ralph some damage.
19.
With the 19, you catch Ralph, and even a day ago, had you caught Ralph, you might have been knocked off your feet into the mud, still keeping Ralph safe. But you catch Ralph, you bend your legs, and you don't even need to drop to the ground. You just lift Ralph up in full armor, just holding them aloft. Ralph, you take no damage.
And I just put her down very awkwardly because it's not often that I show Ralph up in anything. And Tonki's just like, oh, there you go, Ralph.
Thanks.
You want to try again?
There must have been mud on my gloves.
Yeah.
Can I try again?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is it still an advantage? Or
Is-
now is it flat?
We'll call it flat. We'll call it
And
flat.
then the
I don't know.
next one will be
Am I back
disadvantage.
at this point?
Yeah, you've returned.
Let me help. And your muscles are denser, so you have an advantage on
There
strength
you
check.
go.
Nora's just been looking like anywhere but like at Ralph once she's been caught.
I'm laughing.
What
at
is
you.
the check? It's very low.
Openly.
Oh,
Are
my
you
God.
sure? I rolled a 6 again.
No.
I rolled 2 4s on the dice.
It's
What
not
the
that low. Wow,
fuck?
we've had 3
Yeah.
double advantage rolls. Ralph, something about this rope is incredibly challenging, and it does take you a little bit longer than, even with Grimgob's help, this is just challenging for you. Maybe rope is just not your thing. But over the course of like 5 minutes, what took Grimgob about 10 seconds
It's
to
fine.
do
Everything's fine.
does eventually occur.
Everything's fine. By the time she gets to the top, you can't tell but she's. If you have excellent dark vision, perhaps you can tell, but she is just like bright red.
I do have excellent dark
Actually-
vision. Thank you for asking.
You don't see color in dark vision.
Yeah.
Shades of
Well,
gray.
Yeah, but
Wait, why'd I say it
You look
that?
like a darker shade
never
of gray.
All of you can make your way up to the top with Ralph really kind of removing the excess mud from this rope. You can all make
Ralph,
your
are you
way
bleeding?
up with a little bit of time.
I take my rope with me after we're all up.
Toadtriarch is that?
The Toadtriarch is just at the bottom. What are you doing for the Toadtriarch?
All right.
I'm not leaving.
Tell her
Oh,
that
yeah,
I'm gonna
sure.
pull her up, and she
Okay. It's going to be okay. Close your eyes.
Their eyes are already, they've been just sitting
Okay,
there
still just there. Okay, cool. Be like, ready? I'm like, on 3.
Uh-oh. Can Toads
I
count?
cast Vortex Warp.
Can toads count?
Well, I was gonna count down so that they were prepared, but I guess it's fine.
Oh, I
She was
Three,
you
two,
said
1.
on 3. I looked up and I saw 3 fingers, so I assumed I missed the
Perfect. I
countdown.
think that's perfect.
This is a canon event.
Where does Grimgob begin and Vincent end?
With their eyes closed, they choose to fail, and they are teleported to this space that is up to 90 feet away. Easy enough. They are suddenly just appear on this space. They do kind of slide down a couple of steps before these massive hands kind of stop themselves, and slowly they begin to pull themselves through this arched doorway and into the space beyond. They're going to need to squeeze up until they get into the spawning pool, but from there, The caverns are large enough that they can make their way, no problem.
Hey guys, I scouted ahead, and there are no more eggs. That's probably what we heard. They probably were moving the eggs out of here because they weren't set to hatch right away, I believe. I think they said it was like days or something. I don't know.
Was there anyone up there?
Not when I saw it. I didn't go too far.
What about the bodies?
Were the bodies still there?
No.
No, they were gone too.
Do you think they just cleaned house?
I don't even think we know who they are.
I think all we can do at this point is leave. And if we meet any evil people along the way, we do what we need to do for that. But our steed's waiting for us. They might get bored. We probably go, right?
We've done what we came here to do.
As we're leaving, I want to keep my eyes out for any signs of who has come through.
Make a perception check.
Like,
You make your way out and into the spawning pools. You can see much quieter than you left it. The fires have all burned down.
Nora's-
The pools are now empty.
Sorry, Nora's would provide assistance if she heard that there was a bunch of commotion
What kind of assistance?
to help with the perception.
Gotcha. So go ahead and make that an advantage.
are you fucking kidding me?
Oh,
It's the fourth double,
Oh my god, what is this night?
and it's a 3.
What is this night? We see no nothing.
For 2 3s, that gives me, what is it?
It doesn't.
The dice are faded for
yeah.
your rolls.
Yeah.
You
No,
cannot-
it's a 7.
With a 7, not a single goblin left in
Damn.
this place.
They
Not
leave
even
this
a
place
sign.
clean. It's like no one's ever even lived here. Shit. Oh, look at all this fucking mud.
Is that Tully?
Is somebody possessed?
You cross through the spawning pools.
Tully's
You make your way back to this
Lieutenant
arrival
Serax.
chamber, large muddy chamber that was kind of at the bottom of this stone formation. You can see the path that twists up and up and up. The Toadtriarch still kind of lingering in the spawning pools. Are you just going to leave her behind?
Maybe does Toad Lady want to come with us, or she want to stay here?
It's probably not super safe to stay here if more goblins are going to come back.
But what she want to do?
I don't know if she's thought ahead that far.
Can you ask?
You turn and you can see in one of the larger pools of empty water, this toad has just sunk themselves in. And you can see for just a moment, they kind of get a little bit larger and then they shake a little bit, kind of settling off, and mud just like vibrates off their body. The water just almost like a bird taking a water bath, just kind of like they close their eyes and they seem delighted by this.
Friend, not safe yet. Come further?
I don't think so.
More goblins might come.
I don't think so.
Hey, Tully,
Yeah.
can you maybe call for Muckle Buckminster to see if he's around and hiding in one of these pools? Maybe he can tell us what happened.
Any signs of Mucklebuck?
With your perception check, not a 1. He's never existed.
Muckle?
Dang.
Mr. Buckminster? I say in code.
And there's no reply.
I don't think he's here anymore.
Something just occurred to Tonky. There any better places for Toad to live than down here? We can't remember the terrain up top, but maybe if she stay here, it's the best place for her.
Well, as long as the goblins don't come back and force her back into servitude and abuse and harm her.
We had not considered that, Tuli.
Well, we don't know where she should go, but if she looks pretty happy right there, if she wants to stay.
Oh,
there.
she is. She doesn't think that anything bad is going to happen now, but I think that's because she's in a comfortable pool.
Me relate.
I don't know if we can get her out of here.
Well,
You remember that twisting descent that all of you took? Very narrow, very muddy and winding. Would be almost impossible. Would be impossible. This is a physics problem that will not work. You do know that there is a larger opening into the Underdark, and so that's another option.
That is not.
Down into the
But this creature seems relatively happy here, and you do know that the surrounding areas provide the right conditions for these eggs to thrive. There is elements that would make a good home in this place.
Is there anything we can do to make sure that the goblins don't come back?
Ensure? No. We can't. We don't know what their plans are.
Sure.
Would they be scared if we put a head on a stick outside?
Ew.
Is that part of, is that something goblins do?
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Ah,
But-
now you're thinking like a goblin.
They're no
We
heads
raised
like-
by
left.
goblins. We not know how many
Unless
times
you go
we have
back
to
and
remind
get
you of that.
Jasper's head.
You all generated a decent number of goblin corpses, but you have
But they're all
seen
gone.
a one.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jasper's still
Jasper-
downstairs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we can check the barracks to see if they're in the barracks. I mean, I put on a crown. I could just tell them that I leave this place now and tell them not to mistreat the toad.
If it's about finding the easiest head, we could just send somebody back down for Jasper.
Where did you find that, Grimgob?
Oh, I assumed you made it.
Oh, it was Jasper's.
Oh, look, it was on a head.
Tonky pose for a high five.
You almost knocked Grimgob over.
Cool crown,
Alright,
Jimmy.
I'm gonna go check the barracks and see if they're in there.
I'll go with him
That's
because
choice.
I want to protect my friend.
Are you all going?
The barracks was like down one of like the other random paths. So, we
So
could go
as you
down.
make
gonna
your way
wait.
from the spawning pools, you could return to the arrival chamber, and from
Mm-hmm.
there it breaks into several different pathways.
Mm.
You had seen
The junk pit for the junk boys.
That is certainly a way that you could go. That is the east tunnel that is on the same wall as the crawling descent deposited you all into the space from. You had all traveled into the northern cavern, so you were entering in from the northern wall.
Mhm.
There is also a place to the south that seemed to suggest a place where goblins stay and reside, and a place to the west that seemed to empty into the Underdark. That is from the arrival chamber.
Not for nothing. I don't want to stay here any longer than we have to.
That true. We want to get out of here too.
So you all going?
Too.
I think Ralph would go as far as the entry chamber and then post guard
Mhm.
outside of the barracks, quote unquote, and unless she's called in.
So Grimgob, you all kind of make your way there, but then Grimgob, you peel off with
Guidance.
Tonky
Mm.
and just a little bit of guidance, going down the south path. There are muddy tracks that mix with little bits of pebble that actually make the pathway itself a little bit more stable. You can walk across this pathway. There are larger chunks of stone here and there in places where there are kind of gaps in the ceiling that have fallen down here. You can see off to the left and right, there are these pits that are just open with spikes sticking out of them. They look like just unfinished traps basically off to the left and right, but you can easily just walk straight through. Past this path and around a corner, the mud gradually gives way to where the path evens and then sinks a little bit more, and you can see a cave that opens up ahead of you. The walls of this tunnel just kind of fall away as you enter into this cave space. This is a huge open space, and it is dominated by a massive scrap building that is made out of hunks of rock and bits of stone and little bits of wood kind of piled around the ruins of an ancient kind of brownstone building that you recognize as a ruin of Obra. Ahead of that, you can see places where fires once burned, though they are dead. You can see places where lanterns once hung, but no longer. You can see that there is a big stone archway that stands on the path, but there is nothing here. You look around at a place that recently was abandoned.
Me think a time to go, Grimmy.
Yeah.
Good idea, though.
They've totally abandoned this place, and we walk back.
Okay,
I
make
think
your
the
way.
toad might be right.
Now in this arrival chamber, all of you have grouped together. You have rested. Are you making your way to the top?
I would go back and be like, "Bye, friend."
Okay. In the arrival chamber, you're saying that?
To the Toadtriarch in, I guess, the room behind, the next room back. Right?
Who has the highest passive perception out of curiosity?
Gee.
I have a 16.
I have
Okay.
a 14.
I think I
Not
also
me.
have a 16.
Okay.
And I think I have.
Yep.
So
What
do
does
you
it
all make
say?
your way up into the surface?
Oh, before we go, I just want to ask
14.
Julie. By the way, what was her name?
Toad? I don't... Mucklebuckminster was a very, unique toad. Most toads don't really have, names.
Inside check.
Uh,
Ooh.
Wait, did you ask?
No. She didn't seem to care.
I
Okay.
don't know the alphabet. Sorry.
I have before C except after E. Wait.
I think
20
she was just happy to
23.
be done with what they were doing down there. It's good that Jasper is gone.
Are you all choosing to rise?
Rise!
Does
Yeah, don't
any-
forget. Sorry, go
Yeah, I
ahead.
was about to say, like, we should. There's a decent chance they reset all of those traps, so we probably want to.
No, we didn't set them off. Remember, you just pointed them out and we walked.
Yeah, but
Well,
there's. I don't know if anyone else has come up and down since we left, but
Even
we should
hearing
probably.
up this sort of pathway that you had arrived, you remember seeing these places where there was like spike pits and where spikes would kind of launch out from the side of the walls. And actually, you can see them much better. Somebody has pulled away bits of stone. They have pulled the spears that had been kind of stationed out. In the process of moving out, these goblins have taken their traps with them.
at
Oh.
least not whatnot.
Some of the
Remembers.
noise that you had heard the previous evening had been a true decommissioning of this space.
feel
Well,
pretty good about leaving the toad here.
I guess it's a pretty good sign that they don't have the plans come back soon, or else they would have left the traps up.
I think they recognize that they've lost this place.
We
Well-
did a good thing.
You did. And you loudly declared it too.
Hmm.
So whatever goblins come into contact with these goblins will know that the downfall of Jasper the Red was at the hand of the Misfits.
How would they know?
At Grimgod Gallowgrave.
Someone
Specifically.
might have
Oh, yeah.
shouted it out.
And then that person got away.
Yeah. Well, no, they were sent away to tell people.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so-
and then the other one was able to sneak
Weird.
away.
You're
with
welcome, the
melt
place is
into
safer now.
stone. The druid, or the toad speaker.
The toad is safe.
The toad is safe now because
For now.
So you all rise, beginning to make your way up through the depths of this pit. And as you get to the top, you can see your bog striders all waiting, much closer and lower than you had left them. They nibble at the edges of the stone where lichen has opened up in these great green shelves like coral, growing close to the stone in the wake of the mud tsunami that washed there hours earlier. As the rain falls around, it's almost as if they drink from the air. And as these bog striders see you, they straighten their great necks, and all of them direct their gaze past you and to the southeast. And one or two of them just kind of clop their hooves on top of this mud, as if to say, "Are you ready?"
Yes.
Are
Let's
you
go. Let's
That's
go.
Climb onto mine.
I'm out mine.
Give it a little
Okay.
scratch.
One by one, you kind of jump onto
Oh,
your
what was
bog
my
striders.
guess?
You give it a little scritch, and it kind of leans into you. And you begin to make your way off. And it's slow at first, but they get off to a trot, moving along with this mud. They move along these stony outcroppings where the granite kind of gives away to more stable earth, though they do still pop up here and there, becoming more clean and regular as the rain grows stronger and washes that mud away. You can smell now the smell of rain and damp earth, shifting away from the smell of bog that you've become accustomed to for quite some time. And as an hour passes, it begins to feel a little bit more fresh and clean around you all. Is there anything that you're doing as you ride?
I hated that. And I'm glad that we're gone.
Which part of that did you hate?
The
Yes.
All of
goblin
it?
torture and the almost dying, and I did like the frogs,
We
and
helped.
I'm glad that we helped.
We did good thing, but it really sucked while we did.
But now we're done.
You think that just adventuring?
Yeah.
Your bog striders move a little slower in the nighttime, but still carrying you at a pretty good pace. They turn along and eventually you rejoin the river, having passed and lost it in your kind of like muddy plains. The pressed earth is bound together with grass along this kind of bank. Even easier for these bog striders, they just leap and run across the space through the dark. And along the slope rising out of the bog, you can see thick brambly bushes. Even in the dark, you can smell blueberries in the air here. On the other side of the slope, kind of past the river, kind of rising up into the, I believe it is the northeast, you can see there are all kinds of vines that run up the bank with service berries, almost like tiny black pearls that glint off of the surface of the water here. You can smell sweet flag. This is a place where wildlife thrives. And for the first time in some time, even through the rain, you can hear insects, you can hear birds. You pass, at one point, a place where the water does slow. After about 3 hours of traveling, you see a dam that has been erected that channels some of the water to a narrower path, stopping leaves and twigs to add to the mass as the water filters down and through. You can see there is like a little 6-foot waterfall that just trickles down to where it runs even clearer below. The river here has formed kind of like a new arm around the dam as well, so it doesn't stop the river in any meaningful way. And here you can see on the far side, for the first time, kind of a black bear that is just pawing at the water. They do turn and retreat when you see them. But you're beginning to see now significantly more wildlife than you've seen. And after 4 hours of travel, you can see the gray sky becoming a little bit lighter as the first rays of sun begin to hit the green that is kind of rising above you. The bog striders start to veer away from the river towards where there is a ridge line. And you can see in the distance this sort of hill, the tallest point in the general vicinity, just a large pile of granite with grass and even a few large trees at the top of it. And this is the direction that your bog striders take you. You rise up and up in this rain that is really more refreshing than anything. The trees are beginning to make an appearance again on the other side of this hill. You can still see that you are in wetlands, but there is much more that grows here than the mud that you left behind. Can everybody make a perception check as you reach the top of this hill?
Damn, nope.
17.
13. Oh no, 14.
8. Okay.
17.
Okay.
Ah.
Grimgob and Ralph, the two of you at the front of this group, through the rain, are able to see that in the darkness below, there is light. Through the kind of darkness, it is very, very low. They're using something very low burning. There's no smoke that comes from it, though you can smell the smell of burning peat. There is some kind of a hunting activity. A band of goblins, almost certainly, maybe 2,000 feet away, really far, on the same side of the river as you. And it's hard to see what it is, but there's a larger shape that they're all following. Is there anything that you're doing with that information?
They're hunting something. We should see if we can avoid them.
Who?
Maybe be downwind? Upwind? How does
Think
that
some-
work?
Them.
Some goblins are hunting something bigger.
The rest of you kind of reach the top of this hill. You look out, and though you don't see the goblins, you can choose to trust Grimgob or not. You do see that ahead of you, the river kind of runs and runs and runs to a place in the very far distance, in the beginnings of the morning, that you can see the river forks in two. Through the rain and the dark air, you can see, just barely, a glinting green sort of metallic light that just catches a little bit of light from the surface of this sort of place where when the river splits, it has formed almost like a very small lake. With a perception check of 17, hard to tell what that structure is. As you all look down this hill, you can see, given your current directives, if you want to make your way to the drowned estate, to the place where you imagine the object of your current search lies, there are two routes that you could take. One is much more direct. If you ride your bog striders down this hill, in about 45 minutes, you could reach the place where the river grows a little bit more calm in this lake and cross right there. you could cross the sort of rapidly moving river right where it is, just another kind of 45 minutes down the hill, or you could follow the river and travel further and further and further. This is a much longer route, but in taking this route, you can cross downstream across the delta where it's much easier. You will be traveling straight through Silt Knife territory if you do so. Realistically, you're traveling through Silt Knife territory right now. But you'll be going through the heart of it should you travel that longer route.
So if we want to follow the pathway that he who goes through grief suggested, mandated, he said Toad, Gem, Delta, and then Gabranja. So we should probably head for the gem, right? First?
Why did he say
Yes.
Delta again? What do you want us to do with
The
that?
delta was before the gem, and the delta is likely a thing that I can't remember which, but the delta, the region
passed
between
through.
the Muddy Estate, well, really between south of where you are now, the Muddy Estate and Fort Pincers, is all just like a series of deltas and tributaries.
Because it like
Have I
branches,
written it down
branches,
from
branches,
the beginning
branches.
as incorrect? It's Toad Delta
Right.
Gem, Gabranja?
Where's that map?
It's
It's based on the
Wait,
trajectory.
I got it.
yeah.
And
You see
it's,
that map
we
here?
did the toads, and then we have to go
Alright,
further
So,
southwest or southeast.
You have traveled down here, and you are all right about here.
Yeah,
Okay.
So you can see where the
Delta.
river splits.
Yep.
delta.
You could just continue to travel down this river and cross this place that is likely a
The Silt
delta,
Knife territory.
or you could just cross straight across this little lake where it just is much easier and no real current, or you could just cross the river straight here. The Muddy Estate's over here, and so just how you want to reach that place.
But the Delta is down there.
Technically, it's like this region, and so
Okay.
depending on how you go, you're going to have to cross it at some point.
Was
Nora
there-
would go in the order that he who grows through grief suggests.
And that was...
I believe Toad, Gem, Delta, Gabranja.
Yes, and then that would make sense as you have to go through the Delta region to get up. I can't really see the Fort Pincers up there. Yes.
Sorry, I'm hearing it, but I'm not taking it in. So, Toad.
Check.
Yes.
Next is...
Gem.
Next will be the gem,
Okay.
and you can choose a number of different ways to get there. And then from there, that
Delta
sort of,
seems like going backwards away from the pincer. I think that's why I'm confused.
I got you. I'll make it much easier. You're trying to go to that Muddy Estate, and then eventually you're trying to get to Fort Pincers. To do that, you can choose to either cross the river. There are multiple places that you can cross. Any of those regions technically could be considered the Delta.
We're at near the drowned bell tower on the map,
Yes.
which is probably what we're seeing.
that glint of metal would line up very much with where that is.
And-
So we can cross here or go further south and cross down here, which is in Silt Knife territory, but likely an easier passage across the river itself.
Do the mounts seem to have an opinion? Like, are they facing a particular way?
They stand now kind of like arrayed in such a way that they look out to the north, to the east, a little bit to the south. You could probably take any of these paths. They're really pausing up here and seem to have brought you here knowing that this is a very good place to look from. Outside of that, it's really up to you. You imagine leaning in one direction will bring you there.
What direction was the hunting party in?
The hunting party was straight down, kind of in the direction of the bell tower, kind of between you and where that is.
Okay. So, and remind me, the bell tower, that was where we were considering going earlier?
The Drowned Archives.
The Drowned
were where you
Archives.
considered-
Okay, the bell tower was separate. Okay, cool.
Bell Tower was the one where the birds swooped down and statue?
The
No,
bell
we've never
tower
been to
has
the bell
not
tower.
been noted before. It is noted on the map where we
Yeah.
now have found ourselves.
Yeah, we've never
So-
been there.
Thusly.
I
Right on the cusp of Silt Knife territory.
I think we should take the more direct path, cross the river where it's quietest, avoid the Silt Knives entirely. We've caused enough death.
Down there.
I kind of want to check out that bell tower. Not gonna lie.
Anyone else have an opinion?
Gem.
The short path is the bell tower path, so it's
Oh.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yeah, me think direct path good, and if that means bell tower, then that good too. Be centrist. Me can see both sides.
given now what we know about the
Both sides.
No.
geography here,
Mhm.
is it likely that the Drowned Bell Tower is actually like the highest point of a very large structure from Obra City?
That would make a lot of sense.
Are we sorkening that? As
No, we're
Sorry.
paused.
You're
The
paused.
mounts are awaiting our
We're
direction.
at-
And
like
as
a
you sort
cusp.
of stand up on the top of this, it's like 5 a.m. You can just begin to see shades of light for those of you seeing in dark vision. Because it is a perfect place for us to take a break. We're going to step away for just a moment. We can talk about the path that we want to take. And there'll be a countdown on your screen. When we get to the end of it, we'll be right back. We'll see you then.
Watch it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So.
You for sticking with us through the break if you did. If not, welcome back. We are playing D&D, and now so are you. You all look out on top of your mounts, kind of down at this slowly awakening junglescape beneath you. You can see that there is this river, maybe 45 minutes through this kind of grassy, boggy terrain. You can make your way towards the sort of lake, or you can continue along the river and eventually cross somewhere further down. What are you choosing to do?
Do what I'm choosing to do, not forgetting to take pictures.
I believe let's head to the bell tower, see if we can learn more about what's been going on, perhaps learn more about the Obra, and then cross. I think we need to pass it to cross at the river, like on the shallower, the slower part.
Yeah.
We need to pass by the bell tower anyway, so we'll head that direction.
Me think that direction a good idea.
Wow! You lean forward, and as you kind of make this decision, your bog striders begin to move down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
You pass twisted jungle trees that rise up to build a canopy of variated green and red leaves. As you reach the bottom, you begin to hear monkeys, and you can actually see here and there up in the trees these monkeys with these almost kind of red-black streaked fur that spreads out into these wide, almost round muzzled faces, almost like they have these little radar dishes around their faces. They scamper through the trees here overhead.
No booze!
You ride for about half an hour, and after that, the descent slows and levels out to a place where all of the ground is spongy and soft. The grass comes up around you, up around your bog strider's knees, growing tall to kind of laps at your shins as you ride. You can feel, see, and hear insects kind of rising up here. There are salamanders that skitter away underfoot. Give me one moment here. I'll pull up a different document.
Oh, we're in different document territory now, boys and girls.
Sometimes my session notes get so long I need to split it up into a couple different docs. So
Fair.
you can see now on this space there is just water, deep water that kind of forms a lake. There is a pretty decent kind of gentle current that swirls in almost a circle as the main river feeding in and then splitting into two creates almost like the world's slowest, gentlest whirlpool. You can see places where the grass grows here, not even bending with the current. There is, across the water, the roof of a tower. You can see this is what had glinted in the kind of early morning light. It is just this almost greened, corroded, broken away bits of a tower roof, domed at one point. You can actually see from this distance on the very top, kind of over the water, there is this minotaur figure, kind of bronze, just gazing across. That connects to the bronze that forms the dome that once would hold a bell, though you see no bell, just scraps of metal kind of hanging there. And the top layer of this tower is about half submerged in the water. You can see arches of windows that still do have air on the inside of the space. Could you all actually make a perception check?
Most sweet.
Do this.
Hell yeah. That's 20.
Nice. 9.
21.
16.
9.
For all of you but Thule, when you look across this space, you can just see grasses that grow into the water. There are tiny blue flowers that kind of bloom here and there. Underneath the water, you can see shapes moving. There are fish that kind of swirl here along the banks. Thule, you notice that there are no fish closer to the spell tower. And that is because there is something that lurks in that structure. There is a large shape covered in dark feathers that rests upside down in the shade of this bell tower's top. And it is a huge creature.
Like
Nearly invisible. It rests in the shadows, its feathers kind of making it look almost like stone on the underside. But this thing just lurks.
giant bat.
Make a nature check.
10.
Not a giant bat, Tuli.
12.
A huge bat.
There's a huge bat in the tower.
Can I look and see what my tonky eyes see?
Your tonky eyes with that perception check don't really see a whole lot.
Okay.
I could.
So knowing what I'm looking at doesn't change anything.
Make a nature check.
I could maybe get a better look at it if we wanted to see something
Can't
up
see
close. I don't know if it would help anybody else. I
Well.
don't know what it would be.
We're going to have to cross. Maybe I can ask it to help us?
Is that an animal or is that a...
Well, it's a giant bat. I've never seen one that big, but...
How far away from the tower are we?
From this tower, you are maybe 200 feet away. It sits like dead center in this lake.
Okay. Can we see like the surrounding area?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like a
Really?
very flat, like there are like 2 or 3 stones that protrude through the water. There is just the roof of this tower. Tuli, I would say the other thing that you see with a natural 20, this Minotaur figure, it holds something in its hands. At first, it looks almost like a little cross because it has that shape to it. But as your eyes adjust, you can see it is a Minotaur holding a warhammer outstretched.
I mean, I could at least take a peek inside and I'd be completely safe. We wouldn't even have to move.
Is it like
Safe
a
is good.
donkey-sized warhammer?
No,
Or like
it's
giant-
definitely decorative. But the make a religion check too.
I was gonna say, is it part of the Minotaur's pantheon?
If we're gonna cross, I think they
Another
can
natural 20.
Wow.
cast water walking on the bog
Look at
striders.
that. So nice.
Good idea.
It could be, but truly, this is much more familiar than a Minotaur deity. This warhammer is not the most important part of this figure. It is what is missing. This warhammer outstretched has a haft and it has a head, and just barely from it, you can see little nubs of what would have been 2 little bronze strings that would likely lead to 2 even.
Oh!
What you are looking at is ancient symbology to a deity that you are very familiar with. You turn, you look at your cleric. They have not dissimilar symbology about them.
This is your place.
What?
I point to the Minotaur.
You point over to this
Statue.
Minotaur. You can't see it from this distance, unfortunately, Ralph, but from what Tuli describes, this could be symbology relating to scales.
I need to see that tower.
Oh, we should probably skip it. We are on a timetable, right? We can probably skip this thing.
I need to see the top of this tower.
Sure. When Grimval wants some spell scrolls, we don't need to go there, but
To be fair, we were going there. We got told by the spirit of the land to go elsewhere.
And we kind of have to cross anyway.
There might be spell
I'm
scrolls
fucking
in
kidding,
there,
guys. Of
Grimmy.
course we gotta go.
Also, the big bad thing. What do you think the
For a minute,
chances
we thought
are
we had to have
that-
conflict.
the big bad thing in the belfry is gonna just immediately swallow us all?
Well, I don't know what it wants, but if we don't disturb things generally, they won't try to swallow us.
What if it's hungry and it just sees us?
And Tuli, I will say, of the fish, and for all of you, you would notice that fish kind of very active along the banks. Nothing swims close to the center.
Oh, it eat fish probably.
It probably eats fish, which is probably why they stay away, but
So it's carnivorous.
some bats are carnivorous. A giant bat would probably need a certain amount of protein that would lend itself to a carnivorous diet in order to maintain such activity. But
I mean,
fish would probably do the trick most often.
I'm gonna start casting water walk ritually on the
Okay.
bog striders. If we have 10 minutes, I'd rather cast it this way, but...
I'll recast Speak with Animals then,
Okay.
while that is happening.
Place it
Are you doing this
inside-
ritually?
Yeah, I don't. Not
I
an
will
option.
do it
Okay.
ritually while we're taking the time here.
She'd place it inside, like, the entryway
Okay.
of the tower
Do
So-
we all know you're doing this?
and seeing. She's been like pulling out like different cards and like holding them up to the light, and like she just assumes people like forgot about her like in the corner, so she's like, yeah, I'll just see what there is.
What you doing, Nora?
You take out this card, you close your eyes, and you create an invisible sensor on the inside of this point.
And as she chooses seeing, you watch her eyes go white.
Oh,
Cool move, Nora.
You can see this
I can do that too.
luminous sort of outline around this creature in space. This is not an upside down bat. This creature is unlike anything that you have really seen before. You can see leathery wings mottled with green, black, and rust red. It would blend perfectly into this jungle canopy. It lives in this space. But most unsettling about this creature is its beak. It is long, it is narrow, and it is lined as its mouth kind of open. It is asleep at the moment. It is almost like a pterodactyl's beak with these backwards pointing teeth, like a giant gar. Though this thing with wings huge, it could likely swallow one of you in a single gulp.
It's like a fish and a rock had a baby.
Does that
Oh.
sound like anything
Very
that I've heard
fish.
of?
And she describes it more accurately so that Tuli can get a clearer
Make
picture.
a nature check at advantage. As you kind of invert your vision in this sensor, you can see that the water line comes up about halfway. This creature occupies most of the space. Below the water, you can see that there is a staircase that descends down like a spiral. This is almost built like a lighthouse. And the staircase of stone goes down about 15 feet to where it meets a sort of a brass door that's probably about 10 feet wide. Through the water here, using just the sensor, you can't see too much more than just that. Though there does seem to be kind of symbology on the sides of this door. That is what you see.
It's rather hollow in the tower itself, and it looks a little flooded. But there's a stairway that leads down with a door with lots of symbology. What does the symbology look like?
Make a perception check.
There's a 15 in nature.
Okay.
It's too watery. I rolled
Too
a
watery.
1.
For you,
We have to
you've never
frame.
heard of a specific species,
swamp.
but you have heard of large creatures that swoop up and carry things away. That's probably what they're talking about right here.
Well, it sounds like something that would swoop down and catch fish and subsist off of that without wanting to eat us or attack us necessarily unless we encroach on its territory.
We
So
won't
we-
poke this one in the eye.
So
Don't we
when
need
we go into the tower, it's going to eat us whole.
Don't we need to encroach
No.
on his territory to see the thing?
Yes. So maybe I can try to ask it if we can come in first.
I don't think that's an animal.
It worth a try.
We have anything to trade with it?
Yeah. We'll probably need to hunt
Fresh.
something if we want to trade. Something big.
I wish that we still had those fishing rods.
I mean, if you want, we can go find that hunting band and steal their quarry.
Would that be too big?
Maybe.
Too big for
You
it to
need
like
to ask
swoop
what it
and
wants
grab
before-
at once, but like is food.
Understanding the mouth structure of a gar,
Sure.
this thing would probably not
Oh, fish.
be taking large bites out of things so much as swallowing things whole, or taking one big bite and then swallowing that, right?
Yeah.
So probably wouldn't want an entire cow,
Not an entire cow. No.
but would
Like a
Conceivably.
goblin?
Yeah.
Perfect size.
I was gonna say, conceivably would like maybe eat a goblin or a small child. Or,
Yes.
Are you saying any of that?
Yeah, I'd probably be like, well, if it's what like is being described by Nora, it would probably subsist off of large fish, smaller avians, things that would fit in like a pelican mouth, but a larger pelican mouth.
You
So
mean like
you.
goblin?
Yeah, like Grimmy.
You want to catch a goblin and feed it to it?
No. You just would particularly.
Tuli, you've been in the faces for too long.
I'm just saying, you would probably be a
Tom,
tasty
I think he's
snack
one of us
for a
now.
creature being described as such by Nora.
Meaning we gotta be careful because
Yes.
you're not a snack.
Yes, well, you are, but you're our snack.
Nora's like just kept the sensor active this whole time. She's just like watching for any movement.
Every now and then you can see the feathers kind of ruffle, but this creature very much asleep for the moment.
She's just gonna let it go the whole 10 minutes and just go keep an eye and hope that the bog strider follows everybody else.
Okay. So are you all crossing?
Wait, so what's our plan?
Well, Ralph just made it so that our box striders can walk across.
Oh yeah, I want to ritual cast comprehend languages while everyone else was ritual casting.
Okay, so speak with animals, comprehend languages, water walking.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I lifted weights for 10 minutes.
Just sitting there
Hell
curling
yeah.
weights, getting swole, casting swole.
Ain't got no ritual casting clairvoyance.
Plus 0.05 to your strength.
You all cast your spells. No problem.
I won't lie. I do very much want to go see what's beyond those doors, but I also don't want to put everyone in mortal peril just after we were in mortal peril.
It seems as if we are on the path of mortal peril for the near future, if at least, if not more.
It is
Probably more, especially if we keep going after.
By the way, that's the code now, guys.
Code for what?
I did.
For what we're, the things that we're looking for.
Oh! And then she almost says
Is
it.
the
She doesn't. She respects you too much.
is the lead
guys.
important?
Well, it's so that other people don't know what we're talking about when we talk about.
We lean together at the same time.
I feel like you're doing something, and I hope you show it to me later, because otherwise I'm going to be very lost.
It's
Regarding what you just said, I don't know if we'll ever have a chance to travel together like this, and if there are things that we want to see, we should see them.
So we should down our water breathing potions now, and then hope for the best.
Oh, does the tower go down? I thought you want.
Oh,
you want to go
well,
up or down?
It's
Oh,
probably
you can see
made
the
from
roof
Obra
protruding
City, so
from the
this is
water,
just the spire.
but you will likely need to go down if you want to explore any.
Nora also described that the tower's hollow-ish on the inside, and there's a staircase that goes down into the water where there's a door with symbols.
Conceivably,
I
it would
missed
go
that.
all
So,
the way down to the base of
it's
Obra
drowned.
City.
It's not like okay.
yeah, it's like later on. I thought Tuli
But
said
not
that
in
the
our
warhammer was decorative, so I assumed that the statue itself is just a statue.
It's probably because this was a temple of sorts.
Okay, so you don't need to see what's up there. You want to go into the doors and go down.
If it's one of the early temples to Tyr, then yeah.
Okay.
I wonder how much silt is covering the lower levels.
We can
Wait.
nature check.
Wait a minute. Will the box riders fit through the door?
Are we sorkening?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm fine sorting.
The box
I'm
riders
always a
will not fit
Sorkin.
I like
into
the
the structure. You could park them outside.
24.
There's. Before we go, there's a problem. I'm not comfortable. Should we be able to go in without waking it? I'm not comfortable going down and leaving our bog striders out, because if that thing wakes up while we're not here, it might eat one of them.
Well, the box striders are probably too big for it to be a natural prey, but
Is that
it could
I can see
be
it now.
agitated.
Is that accurate for it to like look at Bogstars and be like,
It looks like the kind of thing that would certainly try.
oh, well, it would still try to eat them, so maybe we only
the
want
bear.
to take them halfway.
We could, yeah.
We could walk.
We could ask them to drop us off and keep going across and then pick us up after.
We
We like that idea.
We could just kill it.
We don't have to kill everything.
I don't know.
It's just
probably
living
gonna
its
have to
life.
kill it.
We're probably gonna have to kill it.
Yeah, but we shouldn't just kill it for fun. We only defend ourselves.
Yeah.
Bog
don't
striders can
have
walk
to
on water.
kill it.
We'll have to swim.
Okay, so yeah, drop us off, pick us back up. Just,
And-
mom style.
Yeah. How long do the water breathing
Mom
potions last for?
style.
1
8 hours?
hour, probably.
Hold, please.
And we
I
should-
have a card for this.
Oh, very good.
I think it's 8.
The spell
A
is
single
8.
hour
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
We should
is a potion.
probably wait and drink them
Yeah.
when we're about to breach the water.
The water walking only lasts for an hour as well. So regardless, we're swimming out of here. Are we comfortable with that?
If we gotta swim, we gotta swim.
I'm gonna make sure that I pack certain things on the striders so that they keep them safe
Okay.
from the wet.
Okay.
So wait, we're having this. Did you want to elaborate on that?
No.
Cool. So we're gonna ride the bog striders there. Hope it doesn't wake up. Tell the bog striders to wait on shore, then go into the bell tower, and hope that when we leave the bell tower, we don't wake it up. Am I understanding the plan?
Yeah, but then if it try to eat us, then we fight it.
Oh
Or
yeah, of
we
course.
just put it to sleep, or try to ask it not to eat us, or maybe try to scare it away.
Somehow I think the scaring won't work. I do think we should try not to kill it. If for no other reason than just so we don't have to kill it.
We might want to be quieter as we get closer.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: we're really bad at that.
We can try.
Are you sorkening?
We have been sorkening. Yes.
We can.
I can fix that. As we get closer,
Okay. These bog striders slow to a trot. It's only like 200 feet out to the bell tower, so you.
Oh, that's
Now they're bog trotters.
doesn't move with us.
I like
though.
that.
I know.
I see. Oh, it is big enough.
Yep. So, once we get within 120 feet of where Nora indicated where the door was, Ralph will cast silence on that
Okay.
spot,
Very nice.
and then just be like, "We gotta go down the potion. Let's go."
So you get across this space, and as you closed within 120 feet, you cast silence. And this is the place that everywhere around is just water kind of flat across the surface with the stones protruding through this slow swirl. This was the only place where there was kind of a slosh of water, and all of a sudden that disappears. And you can hear insects, you can hear the baboons out in like the tree line, but it gets a little quieter here. And Ralph motions for you all to move. Are you all just kind of racing in? And my understanding of this is sort of as the bog striders pull up along this, you are going to pull the cork on your potions, chug them, and then like dive or lean off your bog striders to just go into the water.
Sounds like it.
Pretty much.
Amazing.
It's hard because I'm not like I can't. envision
Wait,
the
yeah,
space,
is
but-
there isn't a
There's
That
no
makes sense,
island,
Joe.
right?
It's a
Yeah,
sunken
because it's just
tower.
the tower.
Would a visual perspective be helpful?
Yeah.
Oh yes, very.
Visual tower.
Would you cast silence
I would
Basically,
at the entrance where we're going in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Where
that
we'll
way,
splash
where
into
we'll
the water.
splash into the
Okay.
water, so we can silently, hopefully, get in, open the door, go down, and then we'll deal with the consequences, the rest of that
I will
later.
communicate the plan to the bog striders as we are making our way up to this point. To tell them that they should come pick us up in like 2 hours.
I fully expected more tower.
Or
It's-
wait at the shoreline
it's
to come
fast.
back for us. Or wait at the shoreline opposite, right?
Oh, they're over there.
Yeah.
Mean.
Just keep going and stay safe from this giant thing.
Oh, it's right there.
It's
Oh, that makes
hanging
sense.
from the
Yeah.
ceiling. its head is maybe a couple of feet from above where the water kind of descends down.
Nora's sensor is like right at its face.
Where that water level is, you can see just beneath there, the steps begin to kind of wind down, and you can see the door maybe 15 feet below the water level.
So the thing is in the silence.
Yes.
Okay.
And it still sleeps for the moment. You all chug these water-breathing potions and lean off. There is no splash.
Synchronized swimmers.
That's kind of what I'm imagining.
Yeah.
Although, given you guys, it's like kind of a discordant
Splash, splash, splash.
But you splash into the water.
Cannonball.
You can see there's maybe 5 feet of air that kind of rises up, and then this huge creature just silently draws in breath, the wings kind of shaking overhead.
I would want to examine it in the silent for a moment to try and, get a good identification.
Make a nature check.
You
Other than that, you are seeing little clumps of duckweed that have congealed around the stone supports that rise up to hold the roof. You can see a tiny little patch of like stillness in the center of all those supports where this kind of creates a still patch.
26.
The 26. You also see the remains of the bell. Just shreds of brass. And you, with that check, can see that there is the marks of you look up at this creature, rows of jagged teeth from this mouth that hangs open, but that does not seem to match this. Whatever destroyed this bell has some kind of what was the nature check?
26.
You have heard tell that in this bog there are crabs of abnormal size. You've heard of the largest of them. But this bell looks like it was split in two by a massive crab claw. And then maybe parts of it shredded away. You are looking at just elements of this. But beneath the water, you can see maybe 15 feet wide, the stone staircase. It goes down into a darkened structure, almost the width of the whole tower. You can see down the stairs this sort of rusted iron settings where candles or lanterns once stood, maybe every 10 feet. And then this thick set of brass doors, though you can see in the water here a little bit more brittle than they once were. As you dive down, you come within 10 feet of these kind of doors almost immediately. And as you do so, the brass on the front of this doors begins to ripple. You can also see now that you are closer, the hinges of these doors kind of built into the walls are two brass minotaur statues, corroded, save the kind of gleaming glass lightning bolts that they hold at their hips. The brass on the front ripples like liquid, and then you begin to see letters form. With comprehend languages active, even if you didn't speak Infernal, you can read.
Nice.
For the rest of you, if you can read Infernal, you read the following words. Hear my voice, and know the toll that ignoring its words will cost. My words are loud, their meanings clear. If you hear them, you'll not be lost. I am but one, my home a dome, I roam not far nor wide. In your hand, or sat upon stone, I sing my song with pride. What am I? And in the water, think about how you answer this.
Can you say it again?
Sure.
Could we get like a readout
This is
of
Hannah
it?
not talking. Nobody say ear.
Hey, it doesn't matter what we say because we're all silenced right now.
Oh, true.
Yes. Hear my voice and know the toll that ignoring its words will cost. My words are loud, their meanings clear. If you hear them, you'll not be lost. I am but one, my home a dome, I roam not far nor wide. In your hand, or sat upon stone, I sing my song with pride. What am I?
I was sure until Can we talk to each other about it?
You are under the water, and silence has been cast. So how are you conveying these thoughts?
So if PCs can't talk, then players probably wouldn't be talking to each
No, but you can motion with your hands,
This
kind
is
of indicating.
written, right?
Yes,
It's
this is
written on the-
This is Infernal script.
Because I just am. I need to hear it like over and over again.
Ralph
Can
is
you
just
post it so that we can read it?
Yeah, I would.
Ralph is just gonna like make this
better
symbol,
off
like
reading it.
go like this
Put
way
it
and
in the
like,
group text.
and then point up to like, and then point at the ruined mass of scrap below us.
Sorry, I'm trying to do multiple things
Yeah,
now.
please.
It will be hard for me to sign because this computer is not connected to Discord,
Okay.
Oh no,
and
no
the
worries.
answers are written down.
Damn.
So, I think Ralph motion a really good idea. Could we just hear it one more time with that in mind?
Yeah, sure.
Did everyone hear what Okay.
Hear my voice and know the toll that ignoring its words will cost. My words are loud, their meaning's clear. If you hear them, you'll not be lost. I am but one, my home a dome. I roam not far nor wide. In your hand or sat upon stone, I sing my song with pride. What am I?
No, that's not a bell.
But you could like bum. We could.
One. Not enough.
Is there any stone? Wait, this thing's made of stone, right?
Yeah.
Sat upon.
The roof
though.
itself is brass, but yeah, the structure is stone.
But to sit upon it, a bell doesn't make noise when it's sitting on something.
Not with that attitude. But also, how are we communicating this? Because you're doing bell, I'm just like.
Yeah, I think
Like-
Conky would be like.
Ralph is just gonna try to see if anything happens. She'll just say bell, and then but we're gonna silence spell and like
Speak, but in the silence there is no sound, and
Yeah.
you imagine nothing happens. The words don't change.
Mhm.
There is no negative consequence, and that tells you that there is no. It doesn't receive that word.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where's the edge of the silence?
Looking up above you, this creature still sleeps. The silence is keeping you safe,
Mm-hmm.
but it is also currently barring your way.
Hilarious.
Hey, Ralph's gonna look at the creature and just be like, point at the door and just be like,
I
Donkey just
swim out
goes-
of the silence.
I don't know if that it's out of the silence.
What do you mean?
I don't think the silence has like. I think the wall is. You'll hit the wall.
I'm still.
No, like I'm
about this
swimming back
riddle.
the way we came,
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
outside of the range of silence,
sure.
and the bird is inside the silence, right?
Correct.
So it cannot hear me if I were to yell.
Correct.
I yell bell.
So Grimgrab goes outside, and maybe there's like a
Bam!
slight like ripple to the water or reverberation. You don't hear anything, but in front of you, this door, you can see the letters give way and fade. The ripple reappears, and then there is a displacement, a torrent of trap bubbles and stale water past all of you. The water kind of swirls for a moment, but the entire interior filled with water, and so you are not sucked in or pushed out. There's just this kind of momentary
weird.
movement. And beyond, you can see a broad circular chamber. Grimgob, are you kind of swimming back into the space? Okay. The room inside you can see about 40 feet across. The ceiling rises up into this shallow dome, supported by thick stone arches that form almost ribs that crisscross in this space. Even through immense amounts of time passing, you are certainly looking at the ruins of Obra City. The craftsmanship here is evident. You can see the water fills the space, and there is a just very narrow pocket of air up at the surface, likely not the most breathable air. There is a massive stone table that dominates the center of the room, still in perfect shape, anchored directly to the floor. Looks as if it was actually carved into the structure itself. You can see long stone benches that are actually bolted to the stone nearby. There is a thick layer of river silt that covers the table. That you see little shells and skeletons of fish that have been carried in here by the currents. The walls themselves, beautiful reliefs that have been carved that depict the daily life of Obra City. You can also see that past this long table, there is a sort of stone hearth on the western wall. It has been submerged for a very long time. There is still soot stains that kind of blacken the surrounding stone. You can see a bronze cooking pot that still rests kind of beneath fallen masonry there. And then past that, On the far wall, there is an opening that reveals further stairs that twist down and down deeper underwater.
With my thought earlier about how high up the silt went,
Yeah.
what was the result of that?
You think that silt is certainly an important aspect of rivers, and as you see silt on the table here and on the floor, you can actually see past that. There are places where there are windows, and through the windows you can see water. So silt does not travel all the way up here. As you continue to go further down, you imagine what little light you are getting from the surface will disappear. Probably the bottom of this tower is entirely covered in silt, because you can see it even up here.
So it's probably long enough that, like, unless it was hermetically sealed, it's at least the first couple of levels probably completely covered and inaccessible.
Make a
knowing stuff check.
Make a flat intelligence check.
16.
This pocket of air bugs you a little bit. If this was not like a hermetically sealed place, then of course this would be completely full of silt. But it's more intact than it should be for a structure of this age. There is something strange to this. This is open to the water, and yet the construction has allowed this to be clearer than it is. You imagine you probably can't escape the structure. The windows are probably blocked, but you can probably get all the way down to the bottom of the structure.
Oh. And I can't tell anyone.
Seeing that there's another path down, Ralph would awkwardly swim over to it, or just perhaps, if it's easier, awkwardly walk across. It's probably roughly the same speed.
Yeah, they're both awkward. You walk past these reliefs, you walk past this table, you can see off and to your left the table itself. Dozens of carved initials, you can see tally marks, little messages in Infernal. You read Infernal?
Yep.
These messages are pretty mundane. You are looking at things that read things like 3 nights until I leave. Or the fucking bell froze again. This is complaints of people who were stationed here hundreds of years ago. Still carved into the rock here. Make an investigation check.
Can I also make an investigation check for anything of interest in this room that we're in?
Sure.
Not good. Oh, hold on. Not good. 11.
25.
Okay. With an 11, you see other carvings like Tell Bentalia, I won the wager. You see Jarl was here. You can see all kinds of like little messages, but nothing that speaks of anything deeper than just people passing the time. For you, Grimgob, you see these wall reliefs. One of them completely unmarked by time, this Minotaur bellkeeper, you can see like holding a bell in their hand. They have armor that is incredibly ornate even through this carving. You can see in the other hand that is not holding the bell, they are pulling a great rope. In the distance of this relief in the background, you can see other Minotaurs, though they carry different implements like farmers or merchants, making their way towards these beautifully carved distant city gates. You can see what looks like the sort of skyline of Obra City, massive towers rising up in a ring around this structure. That kind of fades into the second panel, where you can see large barges moving along engineered canals. You can see what looks like water locks that were built into place to allow craft to rise up impossible structures of water. You can see with that 21, as you get a little closer, depicted in detail, there is not just
25.
Not just crates stacked on these barges. As you get even closer, you can see these barges are depicted moving lumber, chocolate, and herbs. And you imagine these are probably the 3 primary exports to Obra City. what you are looking at in these reliefs are telling you about a city that no longer stands here, and this is history that not a lot of people know. You can see on the other side of the wall these two panels, one of which shows minotaurs standing upon a rocky rise overlooking a river basin. You can see unfurling plans, people measuring landscape with sticks and other devices, and you can see huge iron pipes that look out of place in such an ancient structure. It looks so tall that several minotaur could likely stand atop each other. And this final relief, you can see not a lot. You do see what looks like several figures have begun to be carved, kind of looking skyward towards what look like rough carvings of gathering clouds. But there are still stoneworking tools embedded in the silt here, just abandoned beside this carving. This never was completed. And that is what you would see with a 21, with a 25. Ralph doesn't see
that
this.
Last one.
But carved in Infernal and with comprehend languages, you can read this. There is a message deeper than the others that says, their water was too pure, and they watched it like hawks, eyes everywhere. And even where the watch's gaze did not fall, the citizens whispered they could still see and hear. On the far wall, you see this door frame that leads to that further set of doors. You can see with that 25 also that bronze cooking pot slightly ajar, and something glints from within.
Interesting.
Peeking into this sort of pot, you can see there is a rusted eating knife, the kind that would be used for buttering bread, and a handful of tarnished silver coins. You can add 7 silver coins to your inventory.
7 cursed silver coins.
Anything else?
That is what you find.
So I like say out loud, like very interesting. Just kind of like absentmindedly. Do the others hear that? Like we're all underwater. Can we hear each other?
You can. So you want to be quiet, mindful of the fact that that silent spell only lasts so long. It is hard to hear, and so you imagine it probably only carries about, like, you actually can hear vague sort of sounds much further, but to actually be able to hear clearly is about half the distance.
It's like sound traveling through wood.
If Ralph's gonna look down to see how far down she can see before our line of sight is lost.
You go over and you peer down. You can see the stairs wind 15 feet further down, and then there's an archway that shows there is a space below. A large room. You can see the silt maybe forms like 6 inches deep on this next level. And here you can see in the sort of window spaces, the silt actually is like spilling out and in. So the sediment has gathered around this tower, the only structure in the center of this lake. Past here, it is dark. And so you imagine not even getting any kind of stray light in from the surface. And you can see what looks like through this kind of arched doorway, just like a little bit, unless you go all the way down, you can just see what looks like steel frames of bunk beds.
Did anyone else come this way?
I would go down as far as you're going down. This place is very fascinating, and
Just following.
Okay.
yeah, if we're going down, Thule thinks that it might go all the way down, and we only have an hour to go, so we should be going quickly.
Do I think that the water being pure in that carving is a reference to where we met he who grows through grief?
Make a history check.
I would want to...
Natural 20.
Hell yeah.
No.
Oh.
Recently, you had heard about some sort of eye-related business happening in Elderport. You've also heard about Elderport as a city. It stands almost defiant against this desert that surrounds it. It is known for exporting unusually pure water. Not something that is common knowledge, is not a lot of people make it to Elderpore, but for those who do, Elderpore has trading connections to the south off the continent, and so it is a place where there are incredibly powerful magical objects that arrive coming in from Darby and elsewhere to the east. There are magical reagents that it's really well known for, incredibly well-crafted gems. It is a place that is many people dream of traveling to, especially merchants, but it is a dangerous place to get to. That pure water reminds you a lot of what you've heard of about an Elderpore.
Okay. Does Elderpore also export the other things that get exported into
They do
things?
not.
Okay.
These reliefs are along the wall.
Yeah.
Right? Are they going, just as I'm looking, does it seem like it's a history of Obra City,
It
but
does.
going from the end down since we're at the top?
It seems like, so if you were to start coming up from the bottom, it would start kind of right on your left side and then travel around. I narrated it kind of halfway in each way because you're coming in from the top.
Yeah.
But yes, you imagine it goes from the third panel that I narrated, roughly called The Founding, as these minotaurs stand upon a rocky rise overlooking the river basin. This is like the very beginning of the city. You can see this sort of commerce, sort of barges moving along. This is the city in its prime. You saw pulling this great bell, all these people traveling towards the city, almost like maybe at night. The people of the surrounding countryside kind of withdrew into this gated place for safety. And then this unfinished one, this last one, not finished, and so kind of unclear. But yeah, that is the chronology of this.
What?
No, I just put connections together, but I don't know if Ralph would, because she's not looking at the reliefs very much. She just wants to go downstairs.
It's showing a whole history of the city.
Bubbles. That was Jetson's.
Yeah.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
Let's go down. Ralph will cast light on her shield.
Okay.
And then head
You
down.
cast light on your shield. There's a brief flurry of bubbles that radiate off of it. And you can see much clearer now in the space. For all of you now, the reliefs just light up. And you can see in great detail all of this stuff. You can see the inscriptures kind of crawled into the table much better. You can also see down. And Ralph, you lead the way down?
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way down the stairs and into a room that is full of these kind of rusted iron bunk beds, almost kind of melting into the walls. There is 6 inches of silt that just cover the floor here, though in many places it has been disturbed. And in places like this, you look for lines, typically places where fish might travel or currents might pull, but these are very distinctly footprints. As you make your way to the bottom in the silt, you can see the kind of sheets and pillows, bits of like straw have kind of risen to the surface and then again kind of slumped down along the walls as they first filled with water and then, soaked and fell back down. But in these beds where some of the sheets have crumpled, there are still forms.
I think once seeing the footsteps, she would put an arm out to stop Thule and just be like, something's wrong. She'll point to the footsteps and be like, these are recent enough to not be disturbed.
And they're all around this room. You can see kind of traveling from bed to bed amongst the kind of chests that are open with their belongings floating in this space. You can see old pieces of some kind of a papery material that has lasted in water all of these years. You are seeing things just floating in this space, but these footprints almost seem random. And through the silt, through these bunk beds, through these vague shapes, you can see that there is a doorway, and through here in the dark, there is something that glints. There is some kind of a light that seems to kind of emanate, though it is not a glow or a fire. It is more of like a reflection.
Snooping around here.
Ralph would, like, as quietly as she can underwater, because you need to be a little bit loud underwater for anything to carry enough. She'll just be like, undead, maybe.
Do we see? Can I see from where we are now?
Make a perception check.
What these
You
bodies?
all are kind of
or these
gathered at the
forms
very
are?
bottom of the stairs.
Do I hear that?
Yeah, all of you hear that.
I cast mage armor.
Again, bubbles just ripple off of you.
That's 22.
With a 22, as you look down, these shapes in these beds are not just shapes. They are skeletal remains. And for them to remain skeletal underwater for this long
That's too
speaks
long.
to there being something otherworldly about them. These are not just dead. These are likely undead.
Looks like undead of some kind.
And Tonki just raises her eyebrows questioningly and goes,
You want
This
to see
seems
this
like
place,
a
right?
perfect place for you, Ralph. Good
Yeah.
luck.
These little like carved niches where these bodies are sitting. Are they in a circle?
They're not.
They're in the bunk beds?
Yeah, they're all in the bunk beds. There's one that's actually kind of like floating up against the wall, but yeah, largely they're in the bunk
Do-
beds.
I want to.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. Before anything else, I want to keep track of how long it's been since
Sure.
we went with the potion, so that we have an equal amount of time to get back up.
It's probably been no more than like 10 minutes. You guys have been
Okay,
going
so
pretty
we've got
quick.
about 20
Got 30
minutes.
return.
Yeah.
So you did this, and you nodded.
Mm-hmm.
I against position. I cast a spell,
Okay.
an offensive spell.
Okay, spells are offensive.
So you swim down to the bottom and you begin to cast this spell. The water begins to kind of bubble around Grimgob as he does so.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
do any of the skeletons are here in the bunk beds, or do they have armaments on them?
All of them.
Or do they happen to be specific armaments that are indicative of tier in their coloration and potential look?
As Grimgob begins to cast this spell, as
Mhm.
the light from your shield carries in, the light spills across this space. As time slows down, as you guys begin to roll for initiative, and Grimgob, you will get the spell off as a surprise round. You can see that the armaments typically are warhammers.
Yep.
Does that
As
make you stop me?
You
No.
all
Okay.
begin to enter
Gotta put
into the
'em-
living quarters of this space. Because it is getting very close to 10 o'clock, and this is a good place to stop before we jump into the next combat, this is where we're going to end for the evening.
Maybe we should have Speak with Dead.
That
Too
it's a
late for
great
that.
spell also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All these spells
Thank
are
you
good
for
spells.
joining us for this session of A Tale of 12 Gems. We will be back next week for the next session. You can see what comes from these undead and what lurks even further below. But please, whatever you do, stay safe. It is wild out there. We will see you next week. Bye. All right.
I don't know how.
Oh, look at that sick trailer.
Hey.
So sick.
Um,